When your mind is running, you just can't.
That's like 11:30 is nothing. I used to stay up till like 2 o'clock in the morning
And get up at what time?
when I had a job like 7:30.
No, I'm getting up at like 5:36 every morning.
Oh, okay.
I get up at 6.
Yeah.
Either, for real.
Drinking.
But like for the past like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I've been late because I've just been sleeping in. Like that snooze button is just getting destroyed.
It's
So
almost automatic.
yeah,
You're
man.
like,
I'd be like dead ass sad. I gotta get up out of my bed. Like your bed is like the most comfortable when like you gotta be somewhere.
Literally.
You travel to far places when you sleep.
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a random dream that I was talking to Joe Rogan, and he was showing me his bill. He had a new billboard.
Joe Rogan.
It was so. I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan recently. I don't know why.
That's hilarious.
I've never really been a fan until recently. He's a super smart dude.
Wait till you say something. Then you'll swear more.
I just can't listen to him without a guest. He's like one of those people that with podcasts that I feel won't thrive on his own or with his friends. I don't want to hear him with his friends. I want to hear him with like an Elon Musk or like someone interesting.
Beauty school.
Why y'all look at me like I was about to sing?
I thought you
was
was
ready.
right.
Yeah, both looked at me.
Say CR, get her on the next remix. Like,
Vocals.
Yeah, I'm an alto.
Airplane mode. I gotta get any service.
Damn it. Please, let's all make a pact before every episode. Somebody say airplane mode, because I'm going to forget every time.
I literally just remembered what you guys said.
I'm going to forget every single time.
this is about to be interesting because I actually have to go to the bathroom, but it's too late. We're already in here.
Why did you go?
I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yes.
Oh, I'm doing product placement. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you can't escape it.
I think I can.
Favorite music?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Airplane mode, goddammit.
Work. Airplane mode. Work.
There we go.
Okay. Check. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, that means you're now tuned into chapter 82 of the Introverted Intuition podcast. My name is Jeff, a.k.a. the Petty Podcaster. To my right, I have Miss Coco.
She hates that, miss. All right. She hates
It's
it.
Coco.
It's Coco.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
To my left, I have Miss Laney.
Hello.
Can I call you Miss? Is that a
I'm
problem?
fine with Miss.
Okay,
Miss, don't bother me.
got it. And across from me, we have not Miss, but Mister Mr. Conscious Rap.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man CR, a.k.a. Conscious Rap.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, your intro is done.
No.
Usually you have like a pretty long-winded
No.
introduction for yourself.
I'm going with the flow of the conversation.
Got it. So I just want to put like a disclaimer out for the listeners because I feel like there was some confusion. And what made me think about this confusion at all was a comment that another engineer made when I walked into the studio. It was like a month ago. And the way my brain takes things and interprets things is like completely wild and random. So I can't remember the context of the conversation, but one of the guys, Mike, the bald head guy, I don't know if you remember, super nice guy. I love that guy. But I walked into a conversation with him and I think Miles, the other engineer, and I don't remember how the conversation went, but he made a comment like, oh, something, you and like your 100 co-hosts or something like that. Because I think the perception is I have a lot of co-hosts because I've switched different people who've constantly been on the show. And I definitely misquoted him, but he meant it in such a playful way. But mind you, it was like a month ago, and I didn't really forget about it. And I thought about it because like I feel like I have had multiple changes, and it is kind of hard to keep up with. And sometimes two of you aren't here. Like last week, it was just me and Lainey, and it's kind of hard to know who's really on the show consistently or not. So I just want to put a message out to listeners: when you see the four of us, or if you see one me and someone else, or me and two other people, like this is what it is at the end of the day. This is the four of us. In my mind, this is Introverted Intuition. Me, Miss Coco, Miss Lainey,
That was deliberate.
and Miss CR.
Mr. 908.
So yeah, for any confusion, that confusion is now dead because this is Introverted Intuition, and I just want y'all to know that.
Cool.
So how was everybody's weekend? Who wants to start with their weekend? if they did anything interesting or something.
It was my goddaughter's birthday, so that was my Saturday, and I think the rest of the weekend I was stuck in Mercury retrograde, calling people I shouldn't be calling, speaking to people I shouldn't be speaking to, and I don't want to say meeting up with people I should be meeting up with because I did enjoy the company and time, even though like there's this big misconception that when we were together, I was just like an angry little bitch, but no, I did enjoy our time. I'm just always in my head about everything, but yeah, it was just a very funny weekend where God was like actually smacking the shit out of me on a Monday.
Wait,
And
so
on
you
a
blame this on Mercury
Tuesday.
retrograde? Like,
I don't really blame all of it on Mercury retrograde, but the communication, the living in the past moments, like the communication, yeah, that shit, yeah, I do blame on Mercury retrograde.
do you
The
regret?
exes, no, I don't regret. No, I don't regret. I don't regret. Because I still have fun, but it's just like, when you replay everything in your head sometimes, and then you just be stuck in all the negatives.
Has this been like the hardest part of your year so far? Like this past week, I guess, or weekend?
Hell no. Like this weekend was just like a lot of things at once. Like there was conversations I had with my mom, and that really pissed me off. Just a lot of pissed off conversations, and just I feel like a lot of people with the bullshit. I don't feel like this has been my hardest weekend of the year, but I do feel like it's been another teachable moment of the year. Like it was not like, oh, this happened, let me act like a baby. It was like, no, this happened because I did so and so and so when I know I should have went left.
What did you learn on the other side of all this? Like, what's some lesson?
Accountability and stick with your guts. Like when you know something for what it is, like don't try to psych yourself out into thinking it's something else because you already know what it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we like to put this little blanket around us to make ourselves comfort and feel comfort, but it's just like, fuck all that comfort. Get real with yourself. And take accountability. But no, definitely not the hardest part of the year.
Well, I'm glad to see you made it through. I mean, we're here for you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
For real.
Yeah, I almost didn't even make it
But-
today. Like, I was in my own little thing, like, man, fuck this shit. I'm going to just lay in this bed and smoke another joint and watch whatever to watch. Because I just started watching Game of Thrones, so.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you
Shut
made
it
a
up,
mistake.
shut it up. I'm on the first season. I don't want to hear nothing. I feel like I stayed away from that show for so long when it was in its prime and everybody was talking about it. I deliberately remember walking out of office conversations because people was talking about it, and I didn't want to get tainted. I'm not tainted. I don't know nothing about nothing. Don't tell me nothing. If you see me somewhere, don't tell me shit.
I'm glad you made it.
Nothing.
Well, you made it past the first season.
No, so don't tell me
Oh.
nothing. And I just want to say this to all you people who do watch Game of Thrones. What's wrong with you? Because that show is it's something like the first episode, I was traumatized. Like I was really sitting there like, who puts this shit on TV?
Fabulous.
Why am I watching this?
Yeah.
And I'm traumatized right now. And then when
So
they killed the
excited.
goddamn wolf, I'm sitting looking at my dog like, Coco, I would never. Don't you worry, baby.
Coco the dog. That's Coco the dog.
You know, I would just never, baby. Like, listen, no.
I mean, you're
So-
only gonna get even madder and more.
And
like,
that's what everybody
confused.
keeps telling me. I was on the phone with my sister, and she did slip up a little bit. And I was like, I got off the phone with her so quick, but I keep hearing I'm gonna get madder and madder as the seasons go on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm ready for that because if I'm this pissed off and I'm only 4 episodes in, just stop me now.
Do y'all get connected to like TV characters and movie characters? So, like when they
Hell
pass
yeah.
away or whatever, you feel some type of way. Yeah, well, Game of Thrones is good at that. That's what I'll say. They're masters.
And
at
I
just
have
tugging at your
babies already.
heartstrings.
Like I kind of like everybody so far. I don't have a character I hate just yet.
Oh, okay.
Are you
Well, I don't want to spoil none, but that's like
See,
That
are you
la-
into
you
it?
already met the
No,
character you're gonna hate.
I don't know anything about Game of Thrones. I'll say Watch the Throne.
See what his mind.
Right.
Hip-hop all
completely
day.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say about Game of Thrones season 1, like that's where people usually start, or, like tend to stop because
That's what happened to me.
it's
Did it really?
Yeah, I tried season 1. I was just like,
It's traumatizing, isn't it?
yeah, and it was just like, all right, what's the big deal? Like, I really wasn't impressed. Like, but I don't think I even watched the whole first season. But I was just watching a couple episodes. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not a good show because that's opinion based. You know what I'm
And the
saying? Some
fans
people
will
probably
attack
love
you.
it. Yeah. So if you guys see me on the street, I'm not saying Game of Thrones sucks. You know.
yeah, like that show and Breaking Bad, like the first seasons are really hard to get past.
I've never seen Breaking Bad. I feel like I've seen The Wire, so I don't need to see Breaking Bad.
Yeah, you do, but that's a different topic.
It's a biased opinion.
So you feel? How do you feel currently? Do you feel a bit clear? Like you feel
Well, now
freer?
I feel fine laughing and everything here, but we'll see what happens when I leave out of here.
Okay. Well, I can't control what happens to you out
Yeah,
here. but-
exactly. So right now the energy is good, the environment's fine. I'm fine with that, so that's good.
So, how was your weekend, CR?
It was busy this weekend. My weekend started on Thursday. Shout out to my boy On a Journey. He actually filmed a live talk show at First Republic in Elizabeth. It was really dope. So the whole concept was he had certain guests from our community because he's done a lot of music and showcases. So we know a lot of people out there. He's Haitian as well. So they came out and they were guests, and he would have play certain games, right? And he would ask them certain. It was kind of like a game show, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
he would be like truth, trivia, or choice or something
Nice.
like that. So you know what I'm saying? If it was trivia, they'd be like, "All right, DJ, so play a quick snippet of a '90s song or whatever, and you gotta tell us what song that is." Yeah,
Oh, I
it was
like games like
dope.
Correct me if I'm
Okay.
wrong. You
Good
were
games
drunk.
like that.
I saw a
How'd you know?
snap. I
Oh,
saw a snap. Of you, I saw a snap of you telling your audience you were drunk. Is that true? Yes.
yes, I was mad drunk because I was like trying to like film the thing, but it was like stuck on me. So I kept trying to like double tap to change the camera.
Or no? Nobody was laughing harder than me when I saw that.
So, I was drunk as hell, and I had a good time though because I actually was having a rough day that day that I went. And alcohol. Oh my god, and off the air I gotta tell y'all something that happened because I don't. It's
boy.
hilarious. But anyway, so that happened, and then there was a technical difficulty going on with the video that they were trying to show. So they had us start freestyling. So
Okay.
yeah, my drunk ass. They were like, "Who's about to get started?" So I
You
get
was
up.
ready?
Yeah, I was ready, bruh. Yo, I got on there. I was like, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are now at the live talk show On a Journey." I was going in like mad smooth, and then I just started freestyling. Like that shit was so fun.
No inhibitions.
Yeah, I just had fun and just went
Leave
up
him at the
there.
door.
How easy is a drunken freestyle compared to a sober one?
Honestly, sober freestyles are a lot easier for me, but drunk, it's because of the momentum and the hype. That's why it's still kind of easy. But my thoughts weren't as cohesive, but I sounded great. You know what I mean? Like,
I sounded
'cause my-
fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait.
yes.
I just gift for the audio
crown.
listeners. I just gifted Lainey a Introverted Intuition
Yes.
dad hat that you can also get if you just DM the Instagram page and we could work out a price and the shipping and all that.
Got them now, man. Them Introverted Intuition hats.
For sure, for sure,
I
for sure.
was rocking my weed hat all day today.
Wait, why were you sad earlier that day? What happened to you?
Oh shit.
So this guy's.
So yeah, I had an issue. It was a slight miscommunication with my girlfriend.
Got it.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's just the tedious maintenance of communicating with your significant other, where
Tedious maintenance.
yes,
Why is it tedious?
because
it is.
because it's continual. It doesn't stop. There's always going to be things that you guys have to tweak to, understand each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've accepted that, and we're totally polar opposites. So it was just, all right. So real quick, I'll just say what happened real quick. Like, so she was like, all right, she was feeling some type of way about work that day. She wasn't having a great day at work or whatever. Cool, I understand that. So I told her, hey, when you come out here, my Uncle Stanley wants to go skating with the kids. He said he wants to go at 10:30 a.m. Nobody's really gonna be there. I know that's kind of early. If you don't want to go, babe, we don't have to go. It's fine. We don't have to go. Like, let me know because I know that's early for you. And then she said, that's your call.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate that because I'm asking you, what do you want? Because I want to go. If I didn't want to go, I wouldn't be asking you. So I said, okay, we're going to go. So that's what's going to happen now, right? So so that's the whole plan. Then later on, I told her, because she wanted to take a surprise trip at the end of April to go to Tennessee. And I'm just like, I really can't do that right now because, like, I'm trying to focus on at least getting a music video for the album, blah, blah, blah. So that kind of, like, killed her mood for that. Then she hits me up after work, and then she's like, I actually don't want to go skating. Can we just go to the gym and then go for a nice swim after? And then I'm just like, I literally asked you, and I asked you before I confirmed with my uncle that you were coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't tell him anything because I know that you weren't going to feel like it. So I didn't tell him you were going to go, but you said you were going. So I said, yes. And now you're changing your mind. I was mad.
Because you pissed off
I was
about Tennessee.
pissed. I was pissed. Yeah. And I,
Said
Yeah.
no.
so
I can
was,
see that being like a Mood ruiner.
And it happened the day before she was coming out here. So it was just like really like I was even more annoyed at the timing because it was like I want to be excited about you coming here, and that kind of just killed it for me. You know what I mean? But we always get over it, and like she came out here, we had a great time. She was laughing, she was singing. She like my girl looks like a quiet person, but she be like she loves that ratchet music, bro. She be in the house wilding, bro. Like shit that I'd be like I clutch my pearls. I'm like,
You're so
babe,
stupid.
like what is this?
How
Like
do you know those lyrics?
yeah, I'd be like, oh my god, did you just say balls, ass, and titties? Like I was just
All
like,
in one breath.
yeah, she likes ratchet music.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. I like that. It's like okay, shit, fucking edgy.
I ain't gonna lie though, you do go to a lot of events without telling everybody. I mean, this is our first time hearing about this event that you went to.
Yeah, you know
You know
what?
what I mean? So
I gotta do better at that. You're right. You know why though? All right. You know why?
Why?
It has nothing to do with you guys. It has to do with my history of bringing people or trying to get people to come out with me, and they don't want to go anywhere, or they say they're gonna show up, and then I'm here all alone.
I feel like he's looking at me for some
Oh,
reason.
no. No.
by the way, I'm not even serious.
No.
I probably couldn't have made it, but
But
You
no,
like to be asked.
yeah, like
I'm still-
I'm still offering.
no,
to
because
guys.
I think that's why I even brought it up because I'm not used to being asked. Like I feel like I gotta be like, oh, you doing this? Like, yo, can I?
I
come
should
through?
have I should have probably hit you up for the Thursday live recording for Journey's joint. You would have enjoyed that. It was a dope, like just to be an audience member.
Yeah.
It would have been fun.
I am trying to make us all like a family.
Yeah, I do.
I'm
wanna
trying
hang-
my best.
I do want to hang out with you
Yes,
guys
he is
like
trying
outside.
his
of
best,
the-
guys.
It's not
I do.
working. It's literally family.
How you? It is
No,
not
it's not.
failing.
I suggested we go to us. He's busy.
We're
she
going.
I was
everything
down
Oh
for
yeah,
tomorrow.
you were gonna go see it.
What?
Us with your.
Well, yeah, I was gonna see it with my daughter, but I wasn't
saw it?
against seeing it with you guys. But I
You saw
wasn't
us?
sure.
I didn't see it yet.
I'm not opposed
I'm
to
just
seeing it
saying.
again. I'm just gonna put that
I
out.
wanna
there.
see it again, too.
I wouldn't
So
mind
if
seeing it
you
more than once.
guys
I'm fine.
want, because she hasn't seen it either, but me and him both seen it already. But I'm down to see it again, especially if it's gonna
Oh,
be
so
all of
y'all
us.
Yeah.
went.
no, not together. No,
Oh.
no,
When my girl came up
So
here,
y'all went.
she was about to be.
no. That would be mad fake. It was
That'd be bad.
Let's be clear here.
Yo,
But you
Damn
want to
it.
be a family, huh?
yeah, but yeah,
This
I want to be a
this is
family,
how
but we
fam-
saw it
But you
together.
know that's real family shit. When you have your cousins, a group of cousins. But don't tell T
Oh,
we go in this
Jesus.
place because you know
Oh,
she don't know how to
That's
act when we
true.
go out. That happens.
That's
to
true.
families.
That's
I could be
true.
fake, but not blatant to your face, like live recording fake. Like,
Like that's auntie. That's auntie fake. Like
yeah.
only your aunt could do that. Like yeah, I went.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
How was your weekend, Miss
It was
Coco?
good. It was good. I got a lot done that I needed to get done.
Like, did you work?
Like
what'd you
mundane
do,
shit, laundry.
Oh, I think it meant you do like some self care, like
I did too. For
I
some reason,
intended to, but I didn't.
I thought you like meditated.
painted,
No,
your,
I did
painted
that.
your pain away or something like
No,
that.
I didn't. No, well, meditation. You have to do that.
I feel like doing laundry is like the worst chore out of
I
everything.
hate
I
it.
hate it.
I hate
I
it.
hate it.
I hate
Mind you,
it.
it's right down the hallway from me, and it's 24 hours.
Mm.
I hate doing
I
it.
hate it, bro.
I have no excuse not to do it.
I gotta hop in
every
my
day.
car, drive up the street, do my laundry.
It's terrible.
I'm just thinking of. I don't mind doing dishes. I don't mind grocery. I love grocery shopping actually.
I actually.
I mean, I go broke
Grocery
because
shopping.
I look with my I eat with my eyes and I
Yeah.
I was
purchase
about
with my
to-
eyes, but
Yeah.
like
I heard you should never go food shopping when you're hungry.
And that's
Never,
I do it
never.
all the
yeah,
time.
It's bad. Yeah, don't do that.
I've done it many times, and
Yeah.
it was
Good.
bad.
I go in
It's
for
not
one thing. I'm coming out with a whole like 2 whole carts and shit
Where you,
and
end
a
up-
little basket. Like
you buy something that you can eat on the way to making dinner. like
You know what's my favorite supermarket? Actually, and it's in Jersey.
Mm.
Wegmans.
it is a good
I
market.
love.
That's in New Jersey?
They have one. They have some
Wegmans.
in Jersey.
I think they have some in Long Island too. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
where I first visited was Jersey.
is it like what is it
Love
like? Is it
Wegmans.
like
it's like.
I don't know.
Whole
It's the
Foods.
happiest place on earth, as far as I'm concerned.
It's
I love
similar
it.
to a Whole Foods. It has a lot of organic.
I think it's
stuff.
better.
I like Trader Joe's.
I agree.
Just because
It's more homey than a Whole
It
Foods.
is. It is more. Homey.
If you're put off by Whole Foods, I feel like Wegmans would be your type of place.
Yeah, Whole Foods. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they take a lot of people's money daily with no remorse. Like it's too
Yeah.
expensive in there.
Yeah, I like Wegmans.
For the most part, yeah.
I
Most
experienced it for the first time in Maryland.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everything there is good.
Me and Key Food's still cool, you know. Key Food, I ain't got nothing against y'all. Associated, keep doing the thing, okay? Thanks.
I still fuck with like ShopRite.
Stop and
I
shop.
love
is
Stop and
awesome.
Shop
Let me
is
shop.
it.
I like
That's-
ShopRite more than Stop and
Yeah,
Shop.
I never liked the Stop and Shop.
What?
Stop and
never
Shop
liked
is
it.
The
horrible.
produce is so
I
fresh.
don't know.
And I feel ShopRite's produce is fresher.
Okay.
Yes,
No
I would say
argument.
that.
I mean, I haven't.
I feel like ShopRite will close down before Stop and Shop though. I think there's less ShopRites than Stop
I
and
feel
Shop.
the
I
same
disagree
way.
wholeheartedly.
What?
I don't know for
I
sure, but
dis-
You know,
Disagree.
Stop and Shop has 2 names. They have a Giant and Stop and Shop. Just
Okay.
down in Maryland is Giant, and they have a lot of Giants out there.
Okay.
That's okay.
But what if I told you ShopRite owned all those motherfuckers?
I'd be fucking amazed.
I don't know that that's true.
I was gonna say you work for them. Like, how do you
I
know
don't
this?
know. Google. I don't know. Let me go Google that shit. I don't know.
That's crazy. And then there's like Walmart. I feel like it's more than a grocery store. It's just everything.
Walmart, yeah, I don't even
Target.
consider it a grocery store. It's just a one-stop shop center. Like,
Bruh,
Oh,
Target
that's
is the
much.
most peaceful place on earth. Like every time I've gone to a Target near me, there's like no one in there.
that's a bad thing for them.
No, I mean like in terms of like if there is, like it's just you wouldn't even know because everyone's so quiet and chill and focused.
That's true. It
There's
is
no
pretty chill in
kids running
Target.
around.
I think it might
That's
be
true.
designed that way. I think the people that work there are told like stay away from the customers. Like
Yeah.
don't bother them. Let them shop and let them seek you out or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe.
Isn't it crazy how like what was it like maybe 11, 12 years ago like Walmart and Target they weren't as big as they are now. It
Yeah.
was like Kmart, Pathmart.
I
feel
worked
like
at a Walmart.
in our areas, maybe in our areas they weren't as big, but in other areas,
That's
part
true,
of the
too.
country,
down
That's
south.
true.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were big.
I worked at a Walmart. I worked in like the receiving part, and
Mm.
some wild days. I'm not gonna get into the stories. There. That's all I'm gonna say at Walmart. Walmart receiving department.
Huh.
I actually have a story to tell y'all. It's kind of like
he had a rant.
I was gonna do it last week, but not everyone was there, so I didn't want to like scare the guest off. we bodied that episode too, by the
I
way.
think we did. I think we.
It comes
did.
out Friday.
I'm gonna listen to
Cool,
it for
yeah.
sure.
It was a really good episode. But what do y'all think about cultural appropriation? I'll start with that. Do you think is it appropriate? like,
No.
No, I don't think
Okay, but first let's start off like with like
Specifics.
yeah.
is this even okay? So
I'm
tell me if
feeling
I'm
your
crazy.
tissue.
Is there a reason?
You're crazy.
Is
I'm not crazy.
Still
is
in
there a reason why I should be seeing a bunch of Japanese boys wearing powder blue do rags?
First of all, we give them passes. I'm sorry.
Is that not cultural appropriation?
No, I don't think so.
I don't.
But what is the do rag for? Right? It's for hair care. Like it's not for like,
I hate you.
isn't it?
I
like
hate you so much right now.
like
You know why I feel like why we give them passes in a sense because in Caribbean culture and they're in Asia they pretty much run it, they take over like a lot of artists in a lot of countries they go there to get their fan base. They're very mainstream for like that's in a sense crossing over.
Yeah.
So do rags and Asian boys, I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand because in maybe I don't want to say country continent, but Tokyo, Japan. From what I've seen on TV, a lot of them mimic or imitate in a sense what they see. So you have the Harajuku girls. You have they even have. I was just watching something on Vice where it's Asians, Chinese girls being fucking cholas.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the whole thing.
So it's just like they kind of mimic the culture more than one culture in a sense, and I don't think it's more as of I want to be there, but more as appreciation. They
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I-
Like Wu
I
Tang's
agree.
biggest fan base is over there.
Yeah.
They still go over there and tour and sell the fuck out stadiums.
But when I'm looking at their entire
Facts.
fit, and I've seen like I don't know, I've worn like the exact fit. Like I mean, I'm not saying like clothing is like bound to like one group of people, but where it started, what their music, type of music they're listening to, even like the way they speak, you can tell like their tone, and so they say certain things are influenced by us, right? And I honestly think like we get on white people for like cultural appropriation, but I think Asians are like the hidden gem. Like we don't speak about them enough. I feel.
We don't need to because they're already taking over the fucking world.
I don't know. I don't know why it really bothered me. Like
I have a question though, right?
do rags are meant for one thing and one thing only.
How would you?
Waves.
Not fashion.
I
But
agree.
I think as the time went on, it became a staple in the hip hop culture as a fashion statement.
It did, but I don't know. Like you don't look.
He
cool
don't like
that.
it.
Yeah,
He
I
don't like it.
That's
It really,
his personal
bothered me.
opinion. But it is
really
trending.
bothered
It
me.
is trending. Like people wearing the silk do rags now, the different colored ones,
I like to
matching them with.
reflect. I just saw this guy I follow on Instagram. I think it's Damo Zillionaire, but his company's called Faded Underground, Faded NYC, and he's making the coolest reflective do rags,
Mm.
like real cool shit. I'm just like, I think that's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he does, I think, cater to the hip hop streetwear world.
Mm.
But to each his own. Like I think it's cool. I never mind when another culture wants to bow down to my black ass. Hey, bitch, bow down.
I have a question
Doesn't bother me.
for everybody. Like, what is your definition of cultural appropriation, and in what context does it draw that line where is them appreciating or doing the cultural appropriation? Like, how do you define that? Right? Because like if
Miley Cyrus cultural that's
Yeah, when you get into like hairstyles and shit, and just
Mhm.
like trying to change your whole image, like
I
she
wouldn't
did.
even say hairstyles. I say her because she used it to get to a certain place, and then once it was no longer satisfying to her, she turned her back on it and said, "Oh, they're too much this and they're too much that." But you wrote those same coattails.
Yeah.
You wanted the black vote in a sense for you to get in the door, and I blame us as black people. We let people in the fucking door who don't need to be in the door.
Hip hop is like the most accepting genre. I feel we allow hip hop
We
is
allow
all over the place.
anybody, like you see, like Kim Kardashian, she had a big ass. Every black girl, oh my gosh, she's so cool. Look at that ass. And now we sitting here mad. They take all our men. They take all our styles. Bitch, you made her poppin'.
Yeah.
This is because of us. We let people in who shouldn't be let in. Because in the beginning they come in smiling and sweet like the devil does.
So I have a question. Is Eminem an example of social appropriation?
I don't know. I can't. I hate I really do hate the whole Eminem conversation because he's a he's a good rapper.
But weren't there some like OG heads that like kind of ushered? Not I don't want to say ushered him in because that's like the wrong way to say it. But
you had it.
kind of
They
gave
let him.
not ushered, but like is that the way to say it? I don't
Give
know.
him a pass?
They
Not
gave
gave
him
him a pass, but like I don't know. Gave
Brought
him
him
the
in.
gave him the
Okay.
All right,
Don't-
you
don't
all
give him
right? You
card.
good?
We give
Type
Eminem
shit.
too much credit, by the way. Like I get so mad when we
This is
talk
why
about Eminem. It's
Eminem.
like,
I hate the
Choose
Eminem
our
conversation
arguments.
because it's just like
I just wanted to
you
know.
can't say he's not like. You can't say he's not. I don't. There's a lot of stuff that he did that I don't like. I kind of like angry Eminem when he's just cursing out Kim. Like that's the Eminem.
Pill
I
popping
kinda,
Eminem is popping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You
the
can't
Eminem.
say
I like
otherwise.
the angry
Right.
one.
I feel like
But-
people's excuse for like these, like the way they dress and the way they act is like this is what they grew up around, right? But
But it's true.
I feel like
you
but
are
I
a
feel like
product of your environment.
yeah, but like you have to realize like that's not really you. It's just what you were influenced by. Like
White trash.
people
is,
like-
listen, white trash is white trash.
people
we
like
f- we
copy your
forget
whole
that.
identity and just I don't know why it really irks me. I don't know. It just I don't know. It really
So when
bothers
it's
me.
not authentic, that's when it's social appropriation.
I feel like it's never authentic. Like that's
So
the thing.
So, how
So
do
what
you-
makes it authentic for a black person just because they're black?
Yeah, I like
That's
that
a good question.
Right? Because what if I'm black and I grew up in Upper Montclair, but then I decided, in my adulthood I started living in East Orange, and now I sound like I grew up on the block. Is that
And
social
you'd be
appropriation?
surprised. Let me shut up. I'm gonna shut the hell up. Never mind.
Is
No,
that social
This is a
appropriation?
podcast. Don't shut
Or
up.
do I get a
have to-
pass
this
'cause I'm
one I
black?
have to shut up. Trust me. I'll say it after the show. Because we had a guest on, and it's just like, let's be I'm gonna be professional. I'll say it after the show. But what he said is very true. You'd be surprised how many people come from upstate, come down here, and they think they bought it.
Yeah.
And it's not the case at all. They just affiliated with the right people.
Yeah, they make it look good. It's perception.
look good.
Yeah.
So I guess was I wrong for judging them? Was I wrong for being upset that they were rocking powdered blue do-rags that I've never even seen before I saw them wearing
I
them?
never say
You never
somebody's
seen a
opinion
pot
is
of blue
necessarily
do-rag?
wrong.
I've never had. I've only had the like black. I think I had a purple one at
Go
one
to
point.
the
but
beauty supply store and shuffle through
around.
They out
fam,
there.
they Amazon do-rags. I know they did. That's what makes like they didn't even go to the beauty supply store. They Amazon.com typed
the
in
worst.
do-rags and shipped it to their house. Like that is annoying, bro. Like that is so. I'm mad. Like oh my god, that made me so mad.
They Amazon the do. They Googled the do rag.
Yes,
People.
they Googled how to. The YouTube had to tie it. I know they did.
Yo, goodbye.
Yo.
Goodbye.
But that was a great question, Sierra. I honestly don't. I can't answer that. Like,
So how do you feel like when you see other cultures have locks in their hair? Do you think that's cultural appropriation?
yeah, and it just don't look good at the end of the day.
Locks is a spiritual base. I never felt like locks was based on anyone's culture. I see
Where did they originate?
in the bush, man. The bush, the man in the bushes.
So if you see Miley Cyrus tomorrow, Kim Kardashian tomorrow, full locks, you won't be offended. You won't feel some type of way.
That's
You don't
when-
feel it's just a
that's
reach.
when
You
I
try to
will
get
feel
more
a-
black fans or
That's
something like
when I was. But then again, I don't know, because hairstyles is hairstyles.
And I was about to say, if you
So-
feel offended by that, would you feel offended by black women straightening their hair?
See, yeah, I can't. When it
Yeah.
comes to hair, I
that.
can't.
It's
When
maybe
it
not
comes to
hair is a good.
Except for locks.
example.
I hate when people say when they see like other people of different races or cultures have locks and say, "Oh, you're trying to be black." No, they're taking care of their spiritual essence and their energy. Locking your hair is a form of keeping things away from you.
Hmm.
So stop saying when you see white people with locks, "Oh my God, shut the fuck up." Let them be in a peaceful world and let them rock their locks. Mind your business.
Fam, just my whole point is just don't Amazon your do-rags. Just go to if you're gonna be authentic, go all the way with it. Go
to
to
the beauty supply.
in the
Go
hood.
to travel to the hood.
Go to the most dangerous block
Go
where the
to the
beauty
hoodest
supply
one.
is.
Mhm.
That they may actually own.
Shit, yeah.
So how you know they probably call their mom like, hey, bring me one of the colorful do rags
They
from the
didn't.
spot.
I know they
She said
did.
they
From the
didn't.
I don't know them. I'll probably never see them again. They all kind of look alike, so I probably wouldn't tell them the difference anyway. But
that was
I don't.
racist.
That's racist?
You said they all looked alike.
Fam, people say we look alike.
You just said that.
Oh, that's racist? Like,
If a white person
to
said
think
that
about it.
about a group of black people, you would be like, no, that was racist.
okay, but don't you think we gotta start giving power to certain words? Like, it's like why? Isn't being offended a choice? Honestly.
Yeah, it is a choice. You're right.
So it's just like if I said that, I did say it, and I offended you. I mean, that's you.
Unpopular opinion number one. At the end of the day, we all can say each race look alike. Like, they all
Honestly.
look alike.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's why it's
Like,
like,
no funny shit. Like, I see some people, I'm like, oh, they all look alike. Oh, they all look alike. They all...
cause
Oh, you be like, oh, I
yeah.
can tell she's from Ethiopia by her skin. Or, like,
Like, I can tell if somebody is like, you know what I'm saying, Hispanic or Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you just have distinct, even though it's not, you can't generalize it for every individual, but still, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I want a chili cheese dog so bad and a strawberry milkshake.
Wait, right now?
Yeah.
That's so. I've never had a chili cheese dog ever in my life.
Me neither, but I saw somebody have it on Instagram. That shit looked really good.
Mm.
I had a chili cheeseburger from Checkers like years ago when they were serving it.
So you like you're not. For some reason, I thought both of you actually were like on some type of diet. Like you don't
Diet to eat food.
Food, yeah.
Really?
It'd be some. Like, I'm not gonna lie. There's some days because like I'm telling people, I just had this argument over the weekend because I'm not working. My weight is like going up and down, up and down. When I used to work and sit at a desk all day, all I did was eat a bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning, something fitted and fat for lunch, Doritos throughout the day, donuts throughout the day. Hell, I can eat a whole box of Entenmann's cinnamon rolls by myself in
That's
one
dangerous.
sitting. Like, yes, and I just did that the other day.
But oh, so satisfying.
But yes, very satisfying. Like just
Tasty.
bite after gooey bite.
I got y'all all the way fucked up. I honestly don't even know y'all, and that's why I actually have mad questions for all y'all.
Okay.
Just because we're a family, but we're still getting to know each other, right? So, my first question is, how has been doing this podcast been like? How has this experience been for you personally? Whoever wants to start can say, but like, I mean, I chose each of you to do this. You weren't really. I mean, you guys did it, but you
Can
stopped.
you put the air back on?
Yeah, I wish.
Oh, okay.
It would ruin everything.
Oh yeah, that will. You're right. You're right.
At least my microphone. I don't know about everyone's
No,
microphone.
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
One of the biggest things that changed about me doing this show is that it gave me a reason to come to New York every week. Like, I literally, like, never really came out here like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I prefer New Jersey, only because it's where I was born and raised.
I'm like,
It's
people
too
really
much.
prefer New Jersey.
I prefer New Jersey because
That's
it's
such
just
a weird
too
concept
busy.
to me.
It's
No
so-
offense.
It's fine, though, because you guys are New Yorkers, so
Yeah.
it's understandable.
Yeah.
But it's just like too busy for me out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just too much going on. And I never feel like, I don't know, my anxiety goes up when I come out here. But when I'm with the right people, it's an adventure, it's fun, and it's extremely memorable. So, you know, it does have its upside. But being on the show specifically, though, it kind of opened me up more to like public speaking. Like I did a lot of public speaking in college, but it's like this has helped me fine tune it, and I have so much more confidence when I do my shows and I have to speak to people and being around microphones. I'm so used to hearing my own voice, and not in a narcissistic way, but like you know what I'm
not.
saying. But like in a way of like, okay, I know how to make my voice sound appealing and how to project myself. So it's like in that aspect, it's been dope, and just introduced me to podcasts in general. Like I wasn't a podcaster. Like I really didn't listen to podcasts like that. I wasn't really into it.
Yeah.
And then I started doing the show, and I started, listening to a couple episodes of Joe Budden's podcast, and I'm just like, yo, this shit's pretty fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a lot. It opened up a new world for me, and I appreciate it. And like I've been making friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I consider you guys my friends. Like
I do too.
yeah, and it's like, I don't know, I'm building more relationships. It's, it also gives me a platform to offer for people back home where I'm from. I bring them here on my show, on our show, and it's just like, yo, that shit makes me feel mad good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm more in entertainment,
Right.
and I love that. And it's not music, but it's still entertainment.
It's another like
Same world.
dot
Same
on your
world.
resume, I guess.
yeah,
Right?
and I'm committed. Like, I love being here.
I sure can't put this on my resume. Hey.
Yeah, right?
Just
For
realized
real.
that shit.
Can't write it off on
Yeah.
your taxes yet, but you could definitely put it on your resume.
Put it on
Soon
your
come,
resume.
soon come.
Yeah, right. Ladies, has this?
Oh, definitely. I've definitely been more. I feel more free. It's a learning experience. I'm very. Like I always tell you, I'm very appreciative of the fact that you did even ask us to come back on. So, shout outs to you for just believing in us.
Yeah, literally
and
after
thinking we
that.
can do something great together. So like,
Yeah, literally after that episode we did, I just never forgot y'all. I think I told y'all
Oh,
that. I
we
literally,
were memorables. Oh.
I felt like y'all were doing the wrong thing, and I was waiting until the right thing came up.
that
yeah.
was so cute.
funny.
Yeah. That guy threw shade at me, by the way.
When he has a show.
No, not on his show, but like, I seen it. I seen it.
You seen
You know
that?
what I mean? So I see everything.
I saw the one shade one time, and once I saw it, because I'm so petty, I was gonna hit back. I said, let me just unfollow because
Yeah.
I don't need to see the shade.
I missed that. What?
It's not worth to get into, but
Yeah.
he saw the eye emojis that I sent to him. He knows. He knows that I know. Don't do that. Don't do that. No podcast beef, but like, just don't do that.
What are you doing?
I see you.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
I'm curious what each of y'all history is with, or you didn't tell me like about how your experiences with the shows, but I'm sorry.
Oh, nerve-wracking. Very much so. No, yeah, nerve-wracking.
You definitely seem the most nervous out of like, especially when you do interviews.
I'd be nervous.
I've done the most interviews I think with her alone, and like, it's just you seem nervous. You put your notepad, you're shaking, going through the pages.
I'd be nervous. Thank you for pointing it out.
What makes you nervous?
Yeah.
Anxiety?
Okay.
Nothing in particular, really.
I understand because I have
It just
anxiety too.
gets
I need
heightened
some
like
air.
always right before the show.
Yeah. I
Is it like out
understand.
of fear of like I guess potentially messing up, like slurring your words, or like?
It's not anything specific.
It's
just performance anxiety.
I respect that. I get nervous still sometimes, but as soon as I sit down for some reason here and get the mic in front of me, I'm good.
If you notice, sometimes when the show starts, I'll start making jokes. That helps me because it distracts me from whatever is making me nervous. Nothing specific. I'll just get just an overwhelming sense of and
Damn.
so I'll just try to distract myself by being funny or silly or something like that.
It's crazy because like April is like nothing but guests. So I feel like you're gonna be nervous every time you come in.
Hey.
Are you putting it out there that I will be nervous?
No,
Because I
that's-
don't anticipate.
No,
being
you're gonna.
nervous.
I want you to get
But
over
since
the
you're putting it
nervousness.
out there,
I want you to get over the nervousness. I really hope we can get into like a rhythm as like collectively interviewing someone, because I feel.
Sorry.
No, it's no, it's like your headphones playing music and I can't hear. Like,
That was funny.
but I don't know. I just want to hope we can finally get into that rhythm of like interviewing like someone. But I do take control and just don't shut up. So I feel like that ruins the vibe.
it doesn't ruin it.
No, but I just get too excited, and then like I feel like sometimes like y'all can't like keep up with that, or you just choose not to.
I
It's
think
hard
we
to, for
keep
me. It's
up.
hard to find.
No, I'm not
it,
saying you don't like at all, but it's
No,
just
no.
like
Get a
I feel
word
like I
in.
just I OD, yeah.
sometimes. But
I
sometimes
get
I'll
what you're saying.
I realize your flow and then I'll
Put
kind
the
of
church
jump
finger
in.
up. Maybe he'll. Hey.
Mm.
Put the church finger up. No?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That has to be a signal. Yeah. Like.
That would be signal would be great. Like yeah, yeah. What is y'all history with lying?
Lying?
Yeah, have y'all had to lie recently or like or at all in your life? And like, how did you feel
I
after
don't
that?
think that's a fair question.
I'm probably
I
like,
plead the fifth.
I'm probably like one of the most honest liars you've ever met. Right?
What?
And let me tell you.
Yeah, wait. I'm like, what? Like,
Cause look, right? I'll tell you that I'm lying, right? But I won't tell you the truth. Like, for example, if you're saying like, "Yo, Rod, how do I look in this shirt?" I'll be like, "Yeah, you look great," and you know I'm lying.
Yeah.
Like, you know I'm lying, right? Well, how do I really look? You look great. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, I don't know, like, I also lie only to protect certain things. Like, I really rather be honest about everything. But if it's like a way easier way from avoiding like confrontation, like if it's not a serious thing, yeah, I'm definitely gonna lie about it. Like if it's just like if I know this person's gonna like overreact, then yeah, like I'm gonna lie when it's convenient. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like I've lied. I've lied to not hurt someone's feelings. I feel like it's kind of what you just said. In a way,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I don't think I've been learning to be more like, as I've gotten better, like just doing this and shit, just becoming a better communicator.
Yeah,
I feel like you gotta be honest. Like you can't
Yeah.
leave any holes in your story because that's how shit gets messed up.
yeah.
I feel like Lainey, you're a liar.
Fucking liar.
Wait, I'm lying about you lying?
It's not that I'm a liar, because I don't think I'm a liar. I write stories.
Got it.
You know what I'm trying to say? I write stories, but I don't lie. Like, I don't lie. I have a problem. I'm too fucking honest. I'm so honest that people hate it. So if you lying to yourself, you never gonna be able to take me.
So, so I thought you were gonna say you lie to people who are too sensitive, so like you don't tell them the
No,
whole
and
truth.
that was my biggest test this year. I had a situation with a friend, and it wasn't about me lying to protect them because I didn't lie to protect them,
Right.
but it was just like you gotta know when to hold back certain things because if they still lying to themselves, no matter what the hell you say, it ain't gonna matter. So let me let you live in your lie, and I'm gonna just sit back over here. So, yes, it's not that I lie and I'm a liar. I'm a storyteller. I have a big imagination, and since I was a little girl, I've always written stories. So me being a liar is beneficial to me writing this book or writing a story. But do I sit here and lie to people? No. You would think I'm a liar if you're lying to yourself. Because what I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And I'm not gonna lie about who I am. When I first meet people, I usually tell them I ain't shit, or I'm not what you think I am. Don't put me in a box because I'm gonna surprise you every time. So it's up to you.
Why do women initially like start that off as saying, "Yo, I'm not shit. Like you don't want this." Like
It's not that you don't want this, but you don't want this problem.
But why? Like why? What makes you tell them that?
Because you know when you don't tell somebody that and then they end up with the problem and then you got to deal with cleaning up all the pieces and the crying and the bullshit. But if I just would have told you, see now that I told you, when it's all said and done, if everything hits the fan, I don't give a fuck about you crying.
You knew that already because I told you.
But I feel like that like
And you
piques their
kept
interest
going.
more. Like
And then
That's their problem.
yeah.
curiosity kills the cat. But satisfaction bring them back sometime. I can heal you, baby. Don't worry.
And I don't want to give a misconception about my whole concept of lying. Like, I don't deliberately go out there and like tell lies in the world and trick people. Like, I'm not a con artist or anything like that.
Say I started to question everything you ever said.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. Nothing like that. But in the midst of like, because I'm a conversationalist, right? Like, you ever had a conversation and somebody's trying to get you to remember something or somebody, and you really don't fucking remember, but you just say, yeah, I do remember, so they can keep fucking talking?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Like, that type of lying. I
white
do that all
lies.
the time, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Or I tell people I understand when I have no idea what the fuck you just said. Like, and I'm really good. I'm like, yeah.
That's like second nature to me. I do that a lot.
I do that a lot.
bad.
See, there
So
you
that's
go.
technically lying, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
everybody
Yeah,
lies in a
yeah.
sense. Like sometimes you gotta lie just to keep the peace, or if you know you're dealing with somebody and I don't know, you gotta lie to please people's egos, depending on what game you playing out here in this
And that's
world.
and I can appreciate that.
That yes,
Because
and
it's
when you're in a
intelligent.
couple too, like
Yeah.
even when you're like in a relationship, you can't just always be brutally
Honest.
damn honest.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
no.
It's going to ruin the relationship. Like it will. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things
You can't. Never mind.
sometimes it's
say
okay to withhold a little bit of information rather than lie. But if you have to lie,
Know which information to withhold.
Yes.
If you was getting your dick sucked by 3 girls and you know it was 3 girls, but you know you just got caught up and she only saw one text message, don't say it was all 3 of them. Just keep with the one. There you go.
When is it appropriate to lie in a relationship though? Like, what if like your girl is just not doing it for you? Like, do I tell her? But like, yo, that shit was trash. Like,
Yes,
Where's the other
not
option?
that
What is the
harshly.
other option then?
Just saying like, she was like, oh, did you like it? And just like, yeah, because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's
no,
self-esteem.
and this is
at the
when
end
you
of the day.
set off. This is when you set off. What's that? A domino effect of never being pleased. Now your third session with the person is like, oh my God, I'm still not pleased. When they leave, you're gonna have to call somebody in the Rolodex because you need to get that pleasure off somehow, some way.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like we too old to be having bad sex.
Yeah.
I'm too old to teach you how to do things, but I will learn. Like, not everybody is sexually advanced, and if you like my level with certain things, it's just like, listen here.
Wait. What kind
We're
of
not
level?
even talking about my life. We're talking about what's going on at the podcast today. Because what my life is my life. It's all fucked up on
Got
that
it.
level.
Got it.
But teach his own. And I do feel like the worst thing you can do is tell somebody you're enjoying yourself and you're not enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like that's like the most
horrible.
common lie in a relationship. Like besides like the
Probably.
cheating and stuff like that, that's definitely top 5.
Yeah, probably.
Know what you want.
Yeah.
Know what you like. And be honest about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because, like, I'll lie in certain situations. Like, if my girlfriend asks me if I did something, like, she knows I drive all day in my car, and sometimes, I forget to bring fucking water. So she's like, did you bring water? And I know if I say no, she's going to be, all in my neck about, why didn't you bring any water? Yeah, babe, I'm drinking right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. Like,
That's to keep the peace.
yeah, that's to keep
Just
the
keep the
peace.
peace, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm
The
saying?
white lies.
The
Little
white
white lies.
lies.
Like, I honestly don't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't like to say lying. I call it finessing.
You know, you lie to your kids when they're young and tell them.
Finesse. That sounds actually kind of worse.
It does.
Coco, do you lie ever?
Always.
You finesse.
No, not always.
When was the
I
last
have.
time
I'm
you lied?
human.
When was the last time
I'm
you
not gonna
lied?
say.
Finesse.
Wait, why can't you say it?
Because she's a
'Cause you're
finesser.
paranoid.
Oh, you lied to me?
Look at this. You see how it starts already?
Yeah. Because if you're not going to tell me what you lied about, it must have been a lie towards...
I mean, I'm human. We all lie.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be hard to detect if Coco's lying because everything she says is always at the same, like, chilled
No.
mode.
The same tempo, same...
Yes.
What's a pitch?
From my experience.
Maybe. There's a point to
Liar.
that.
Liar.
Lies. The lies. Deceit.
What is y'all history with fisticuffs, fighting?
Oh.
How many... Have y'all been into any
Yes.
fights recently,
Not
physically?
recently.
Or can you remember
Not
your last fight?
recently.
And how did it go?
I remember my last fight.
I've never had a fight in my life.
I don't believe that for some reason.
That's the truth.
Why wouldn't you believe that?
Because she just told me she lies.
That was a good one.
So...
You want to hear this?
I don't. I've never. You know, my sisters. I grew up with sisters and brothers. So yeah, like play fighting in the house, stuff
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
But never in the street, like somebody bumped into you, like, what, bitch?
No.
Blah, blah. Yeah, okay. But hopefully that your track record continues that way. Because you can go to jail out here. And CR apparently doesn't care.
Yeah, my younger sister went to jail. True story. I had to go get her from high school. She went to Beach Channel and Far Rockaway.
Damn.
And I think she was 15, 16. I was working. I just started working with the city. And the school called me. And they was just like, oh, come get her. She just had a fight. So I'm going to go get her. She had a fight. And the cops pulled up, and they were just like, oh, the other girl got bruises and marks. I'm like, the hell? My sister got a scratch. Everybody getting locked up today.
Mhm.
And I spent the rest of the afternoon in the precinct.
What did it feel like?
I was laughing at her because I'm just, it was just, I couldn't believe it at this day and age. I remember, fighting. No. I remember people fighting in school growing up, and nobody got arrested. The cops was never called. It was never that type of situation. So here it is, 2006, 2007, you calling the cops on kids in high school now. It was just really mind-blowing to me.
CR, you seem very passionate about your last fight.
Bro, because that shit was so fucking stupid, right? Like, for one, I don't like fighting because, like, I have a bad temper, and, like, when I fight people, like, I don't care about fair fights, you know what I'm saying?
Hell
Like,
no.
especially now as a grown-ass man, like, you could get killed in a fight, so I'm putting you down, you feel me? So, at the time, I was, like 17, right? 17? That was the last time I actually got in a fight. Since then, I've been able to use my words. But it was this Crip nigga, right?
Oh.
And I live in Roselle. It's a predominantly Crip neighborhood or whatever. He was known around the hood or whatever, and, like, he used to bully everybody. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? He never tried me, but he would bully people that I knew.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that because it was just whack because I didn't feel like he was really that tough. You know, I'm not a gangbanger or anything like that, but you know, I'm a man. You feel me? So I'm gonna protect myself.
You told me you finesse. You might be trying to finesse us right now. You might
No, this is 100% true. So he one day saw me at a liquor store and he was like trying to bully me for a ride because I had a car. And I was like, nah, I'm not giving you a ride. I was just like, nah. He's just like, come on, bro, I'll smoke you out, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going down Linden. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not going that way. So then I got so fed up. I said, fuck you, nigga, suck my dick. Like, it was so disrespectful. Like, it was in front of all his homies, too.
When you say suck my dick, that's fighting words for real.
Yeah.
No matter where
I
you
was
at.
mad disrespectful because, like I said, when I get mad, I just don't care. That's why I don't like getting mad. So I was just like, yo, fuck you, suck my dick, blah, 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 in front of all his friends, and they just laughed at him and shit. I went to my car, and I was selling weed since then, so I had weed on me, and I had my friends in the car. And then he came up to my car window. He was like, yo, I should spit on you right now. He said that to me, right? So I was like, I wish you would, nigga. And we just stared at each other and shit, and I just backed out because I was like, if he spit on me, bro, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to whoop his ass. Somebody's going to call the cops. I'm going to get arrested with this weed on me because I really would have got out the car. So I left, right? But then on the same week, on that same block, he saw me, and I was walking, just finished getting high with my boys. I was cooking. Seen this asshole. He's walking. There's a church, and we were cutting through the parking lot to get to my friend's apartment, and dude saw me. He was like, "Yo, you was talking, yo, my man." He was talking all that shit.
When you get that, my man.
Yeah, when you
Son,
hear that,
serious.
yo, my man.
Keep moving.
He was like, "Yo, you was talking all that shit. What's up?" And I said, "What's up, nigga?" Like, I get into character, bro. I was just like, "What's up, nigga?" Like, I don't give a fuck. Yo, it's like, yo, if there was a camera there, that shit would be funny as
That
hell.
sounds
bro.
crazy.
It was really my life. So then it was just like this nigga came up to me and we went in the back of the church parking lot.
Yeah.
We squared up and we started fighting. Like he was throwing some shit, I was dodging it. He only hit me one time and it was on this side of my face. And I dodged his shit. I put him down and I had him in the fucking lock. Like it was like fucking twisting his leg or some shit. And eventually we just like he was just like, "Yo, get off me," because he couldn't get. I had him in a place where I was like twisting his leg. I was ready to break his shit. And then I was like, "Yo, this shit is done, bro. It's over, bro." And then he was just like, "Yo, I'm about to get the ratchet. I'm gonna kill you." Like,
Damn.
yeah, he was talking about getting the gun and everything. And I was like, "Yo, it's done. It's over with." And then after that, he left, bro. And that was one of the toughest days of my life. It's more that happened that day, but
Yeah.
that's just the fight part of it. That was the last time I got in a fight, and I still got the scars from we were tussling on the on the ground.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I whooped his ass though, and I ended up finding out later that I broke his leg.
Oh.
I would have been kind of hyped about that if I was me.
I was kind of happy because like I wasn't even bragging about it. My friends were bragging about it. My friend Royce that was there with me, that nigga, "Yo, Ron, you should have seen that nigga." Like he was hyping it, bro.
I've been in 3 fights in my life. Like they
Tell
were
me
all
about it.
they were all in high school. 2 were won. The last one was like I don't consider it a loss or a win. It was like a draw because the cops came, and he was this Indian dude. He was throwing kicks. That's the first time I saw someone throw kicks in a fight. But they were coming my way, and I was just dodging because like he just wouldn't stop. And luckily the cops came because I probably would have lost that. But my last fight that I remember winning was like I was a junior in high school. I was trying to find myself, right? Trying to get a reputation for myself because I didn't know who I was or what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. So I created this whole scenario in my head that this guy was talking shit, and no, that's a different fight. No, that's different. I did that was some lame shit I did, but like no, it was me and my friends were all cracking on this one dude because like we were all hating because he was with this good looking girl, and we all just kept saying like, "Yo, how the fuck he get with her? Like, what did she see him? Blah blah blah," not knowing that like people like each other for more than just looks, but we were just young and dumb talking shit. So he got tired of that, and this guy literally comes up to the lunch table and takes my chocolate milk and just drinks it right in front of me. He was like, "Yo, fuck you," and just started drinking my milk. So, you know, high school kids be like, "Yo, you gonna let him drink your shit? You pay for that shit." I'm like, I'm getting hyped up. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, I didn't care. I didn't want it anymore. But like, he drank it anyway. So,
Drink my milk.
I waited to the end of lunch, and like people were like, "Yo, go get him, go get him." It was a crowd of people going to the next class, and for some reason I had an apple in my hand. So I ran up to him behind him with the apple in my hand, smacked him so hard he flew into the locker.
Oh.
And then we squared up, and then he backed up, and he was like kind of scared. And then so we went to like it was like 3 periods left in the day. Then we saw each other again in front of the building. And yeah, we squared up. He was pissed off. I guess his girl got in and said, was like, "You gonna let him do that to you?" Blah blah blah. And, you know, it was just we had people in our corners gassing each other up. You know.
And that's how a fight starts in America.
Yeah, and
when you were in high school.
I rocked this shit. You know what I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but like I was swinging and I hit him, and he stopped me. He had a bloody nose.
That's
yeah, I was really doing anything to get attention in high school. It was so weird. What was I really trying to do with myself? I was like, I really created a whole scenario in my head that someone was talking shit, and then my friends made it real, and then we just ended up fighting, and I whooped his ass pretty much for no reason. His name is Eric Panther, man. I'm sorry, man. Sorry, Eric.
Jesus.
I don't know what happened to you, but
I remember when I got mad because somebody took my kickball in like 3rd grade, and I just went off and I started punching this kid like ridiculously, and then the fucking teacher came and then I pushed her and I kept kicking the kid. I was wilding when I was younger.
kicks is always hurt harder more than punches.
I got jumped one time too.
This is New Jersey, y'all.
You got jumped?
Yeah, by some blood niggas.
You probably
Oh.
deserve it.
There's a lot of game.
I never
bangers
got
in
jumped.
my
I got like like the how the seniors beat up the freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that shit happen to me every day. But like
Damn.
one of the seniors actually hit me in the face by accident because they would do like play fighting. So one of the dudes hit me in the face and he was like, "Oh, yo, chill, chill, chill." Actually, you know what's funny? One of the dudes that was in that circle jumping me is on Black Ink Crew Chicago
That's funny.
right
as
now.
hell.
Shanique. He was the dude who actually hit me in the face, and but he felt
Charmaine's
bad.
man?
Yeah, that dude. I went to high school with that dude.
He seemed like such a nice guy. I can. Okay. Aww.
But he was, senior. Like, yeah, him and his group of friends jumped me. I think it was either him or one of his friends hit me in the face. And I remember he was the one to stop it, because you don't really want to beat somebody up, really. But later on that day, they jumped me again, so it didn't matter. they rocked my ass. One of the dudes scooped me up in the air and slammed me to the ground mad hard.
So as long as there's no facial hits.
Yeah, you can't hit him in the face, because that's how cops get called on that. Coco, did you fight anyone in your lifetime?
No.
No? Do you want to?
No. There's
no one you don't like at all that you want to fight?
No.
I respect that energy.
I do respect that energy.
Because there's a lot of people I want to fight, but we're getting old.
Yeah, I'm over it now. When I was younger, I was really mad. That time I got jumped, it was an unfair fight, but that was the only time I technically ever lost. I had a big ego, so I was just like, word, motherfuckers. I started lifting weights after that. I'll never forget. That's when we had the weight set in my attic, doing hella bench press. I was so mad. So mad.
Laney, I'm not sure if you remember, but when we had the guest last week, Gerard, we were talking about like leadership and all that. I kept sitting with that topic because like he said some pretty interesting things about that, and I was curious, like CR and I guess Coco as well. Like you're a leader of your household, right? You're the mother, and CR, you're a leader of your company. Like how? I mean, you were kind of forced into being a leader because you had a child, but did you feel comfortable taking on that role as a leader and being in charge of other people's lives and futures? And like, was it an easy adjustment? Because I feel like I'm kind of becoming a leader doing this, right? But I don't feel comfortable with that yet. So
I'm not gonna say it was an easy adjustment, but I can say I had a lot of experience being in leadership positions because I was in college. And I was like, I was like the president of the Haitian Student Association. Like for a lot of extracurricular activities, I was like team leader. So through those experiences, those were the hard times. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with my friends and people who are in my company is easy compared to college, because in college, like, for example, my executive board, I was the only male. You know what I'm saying? And I love women. I get along with women. But there's always going to be a little friction when it comes to us communicating and working together to accomplish one goal, because everybody has their own opinions on how things should be made. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I had to learn how not to be a tyrant and how to like not try to like just tell people what to do, but work with people to solve whatever issue is. And I learned the difference between being a leader and being a boss. A boss will tell you what to do and give you this, crazy, list of things to do. A leader will actually do it with you and show you how to do it, and then you guys work and get your hands dirty together. So these days, I don't consider myself a boss. I just consider myself a leader because I try to always put myself in the position of the person I'm trying to lead, and I always talk to people with dignity and respect, and I never try to make it seem like, yo, this is my company, we're doing what I say.
Right.
Everybody has an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, the biggest thing about being a leader is making other people feel like they matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the smallest thing they do to contribute. You have to make them feel like they matter. Like, so it was kind of hard because, like I said, I did have an ego and I did have a lot of, like, I had to learn how to not be a tyrant, not be an asshole, and to, like, be patient, too, with people. Because sometimes when you're in a leadership position and people don't do things the way you want it done, that's the hardest thing to accept. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, then you go into this whole thing, well, if you want it done, you got to do it yourself, but you can't do it all yourself. And being a leader, the hardest thing for me is depending on other people.
You have to delegate.
You have to delegate. Like, you have no choice but to depend on other people. That's where the patience has to come into play, especially when it comes to, organizing events and all this stuff. You can't do it by yourself. I tried, and it wasn't the best. And, yeah, so that was the hardest thing, is just being patient, building trust, like being able to trust other people to get things done. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult, but it's very rewarding too, because people end up looking up to you, and they really look up to you for inspiration and motivation. Like, a lot of my friends, when they're going through stuff, they come to me because they need help. They need somebody to be like, man, smack me in the face and tell me to keep going, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm that guy. Like, I'll listen to you, and I'll empathize with you, but I'm never going to feel sorry for you. I'm going to laugh at you and be like, yo, look, so this is what the fuck we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me, because that's how I deal with my problems.
What about you? I mean, were you a young mother? Like, did you have your child young?
Yes.
So you were kind of thrown into, like, a leadership role. Was that an easy adjustment?
Not at all.
How did you go with the times? Like, how did you deal with that?
I made a choice pretty much as soon as I realized I was going to have a kid and go through with it, that I couldn't focus on anything, and it sounds sad, but anything more than that day. I couldn't. I could forecast what I would need to do within a certain amount of time, but mentally I couldn't focus on anything more than that day.
Because it took so much just to get
Yeah.
through that day.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's fascinating.
That's
though.
hard.
Like it's
It
like
was, yeah.
like you just are forced into a life that you, I mean, kind of had control over, but sometimes you don't, and you just have to go with it and learn as you go. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is just learning as I go with anything I'm doing, everything I'm doing.
I think that's also something to be proud of, to be able to learn as you go, because that's hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of uncertainty and anxiety that comes with learning as you go.
And there's people that just quit, like they'll just toss
Yeah.
their babies in the dumpster, whatever, do what they got to do to just because they can't handle it, but to know someone who's actually persevered through it. And seems like they have a great relationship with their daughter. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
she's cool.
Never met your daughter, but like, I'm assuming so.
She's cool, yeah.
That's
So,
what's up.
That's very interesting. So I got no more questions. I had those are questions I was just curious that popped in my head while I was bored. I'm not sure if you have any questions for me. If you have questions for each other.
We didn't get Lainey's perspective on leadership, did we?
Well, I was here when the interview happened.
Yeah. So like,
so.
I kind
Oh,
But
yeah.
you know,
true.
leadership is what you make it. Like, I don't consider myself a leader because I don't have a like. I don't know. I've always was an outcast. So because of me being an outcast, I always just had to lead myself into doing things. So it's just like I always march to my own beat of my own drum. I can be by myself for hours, months, days, years. It does not bother me. So everybody's their own little leader in a different time. But me personally, work wise, I have no problem being the Indian to a Fortune 500 chief now. Not to the Burger King chief. I'm not being an Indian to the Burger King chief because me and him is equals just about. But leaders, like, do I want to be a leader, like in a leader position? It's different to say because, again, I am my own leader. I'm a creative.
Yeah.
So because of that, I will always be in my own lane.
But aren't you like, you're creating something currently, right, to help
Yeah.
other people? So isn't that kind of deeming yourself a leader? To, like, you're trying to be.
But I
the
don't consider
spearhead?
myself a leader, like a healer.
Oh, healer. Okay.
I call myself a healer most times because especially as the year started, it's just been more so walking into my calling and walking into my purpose in a sense without being ashamed of it. So now I can like say, oh yes, I'm Helena, I'm a healer.
I feel like as you gain more of a following, people are going to deem you as a leader. So
But I hope they just get it right, like a leader for the right thing. Like I don't want to lead the masses.
yeah.
That's not what I want to do. I do want to inspire other outcasts and say it's okay to be an outcast. It's okay to be the black sheep. You don't have to flock with all the other sheep.
Right.
You don't have to paint within the lines. You don't have to hula hoop. Hell, I can't do a cartwheel. I'm definitely afraid to do a cartwheel. I think I'm going to break my neck.
It's a very
I'm
high
32.
chance of that happening.
Never did a cartwheel in my life. I would pretend all day. Though. You should see me. Like, want to see me? Won't make it through. But I would pretend all day. I cannot cartwheel.
It's interesting. Like, it's okay to be it's okay. Like, to
It's okay. It's okay to be yourself.
be yourself, yeah.
I like that.
Individuality is definitely what we're pushing, or what I'm trying to push on the show. Like, just be comfortable with yourself because you're all you got at the end of the day.
Yeah, 'cause
like,
everybody's like rushing to get into this popular club or this club or just be what they think they want to be or what they see other people be, and it's not anything that has to do with them or their purpose. So it's just like be yourself, walk and work in your purpose, and stop lying to yourself.
That's a major point you just made.
this is leading
that-
to a topic I have
That people really do abandon their own purpose just to be popular.
just to be popular.
That's deep, yo, because it's true.
and that shit is crazy.
It's a lot of
and
people
it's scary.
who do that.
Especially in
It
your
is scary.
profession.
Oh yeah,
It's a lot of people I
Especially-
know who are
That's
like
true.
rappers and stuff, and I just be like, you can do so much more if you stop.
yeah, and it's so true. And that's and
And I'm not trying to, crush anybody's dreams. I feel like we should all, if you have a dream, if you think it, if you can think it, then you can do it.
yeah,
But you have to know at how far you can push it.
exactly. At what point will you consider doing something else? You know what I'm saying? Like, when are you gonna be more than just that one
And
thing?
I even hate to say that because if you're doing it because you feel like that's your real gift and you're here, there's a lot of underground artists who don't do it because they want to reach fame, and this is where that goes back to. Either you want to be famous or you want to live in your truth.
Right.
Mm.
And this leads me to my first topic. Something I saw, someone I met personally who was an artist. He got the blue check. I met him at the Joe Budden podcast. like I think last year at Highline Ballroom. I'm not gonna say his name because, it's just I guess out of respect, but this is all disrespect coming your way. This guy, around maybe the beginning of this year, he took down everything from his Instagram, kind of like a rebrand, right? Came back recently, now pushing like this whole mental health agenda. Like, oh, I was very frustrated. No one's digging into my music, even though I saw the streams for your music, 50,000, 100,000 players on your last project. Like, how much more do you want? But and now he's pushing like this whole mental health thing. He wrote a whole manifesto on like his whole experiences with it recently and his frustrations with people not receiving his art. And I just don't like that people are now like mental health is it's such a hot topic, like,
It
right?
is.
So popular, right? All these podcasts, all these people are trying to push this. Like Logic, it's not the artist I was talking about, but Logic is now on some dark shit with his music, and he's been so positive his entire career. And I just don't like people using a real experience, a real thing that people go through, just to get clicks and get more attention because it's guaranteed. Because people, most of the world, I like to think, has empathy, and they feel sorry for people who go through things, and they empathize with that. Other people go through these experiences. But I just don't think, I think it's so disingenuous that people are now using mental health as a marketing tool to push themselves further ahead. And the fact that I know someone personally I was a fan of, I just can't even look at you the same. Like, I'm done with you. Like, I deleted all your shit on my library. Like, unfollowed you on Instagram. It doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things, but I really go through this shit. You know what I mean? Daily, every day. Like, and I know people, and I'm trying to help people go through that same shit. But like, to see someone actually use it as a marketing tool, and now it's working. I see the comments. People are feeding into it. It's just not
People
right.
Are sheep.
Like,
People are sheep, and this is one thing when it comes to this whole mental health thing. A lot of these people are offering you their pity.
right.
They're not offering you their love. They're not offering you real concern. They don't see the post of somebody say, "Oh, like let me use Little Bow Wow. What's his name? Chad.
Yeah.
When he goes through his rants, no, better person, Steve McCall, not Steve McCall, the McCall boy, the Eve Marcel's first baby father, Kevin McCall. He just had this whole little outbreak a few years ago, and him and Tyrese, how all these outbursts of crying and this, that, and third. Everybody's like, oh my God, I feel for them. But did you stop? The minute that you had to type, I feel for you, it was the minute you could stick to the side, sat down, and did a small prayer.
Yeah,
That's it. Because prayer works.
for sure.
That's one thing Whitney asked everybody to do her before she died. Pray for me, because I'm battling demons you can't even fathom. So it's just like, we are at a point in this world where it's just the social media is too much. So a lot of times when you see people offering their sympathy, is it really sympathy or is it just pity?
I feel sorry for someone who genuinely
But we
makes.
shouldn't feel sorry for nobody.
No, I mean just like feel sorry that you're trapped in this cycle of wanting to have to keep up with the Joneses and have to have the big numbers to know your value. Like, you're more than that. Like,
I can't feel sorry for them because that's when you have to dismiss your ego.
Yeah, but I feel sorry in terms of like you're just not free from like the chains of expectations that you have for yourself, and that like to live up to the standard that people have for you. It's just it's stupid. Like,
and that's something a lot of people like who are like social media driven deal with. They criticize who they are in real life based on numbers online. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it is a problem when you start devaluing who you are in real life based off of your engagement online. You know what I mean? And it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Because like for me, like I'm also an artist, and like I can understand the emotional attachment to it, and it's very unhealthy because it was like that for me. Because like I started promoting myself in like 2015. I only had like 2,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? And so I pushed, and now I got like a lot.
Yeah.
But it took a lot of time just being on my phone, and then I realized like, dude, this is a fucking addiction. And then you start posting stuff, and you start thinking, damn, maybe I should delete this because not enough people liked it. Or,
yes.
When it gets to that point, it's very fucking toxic.
Especially as a creative, because I feel like when I first started Instagram, I think this is my second time on Instagram. The first time I did it, I think, was like 2015 when I was trying to like put my my photography and my poems out there, and I was just like getting so upset when even my own friends who I spoke to on a day-to-day basis wasn't liking the simplest of shit. And I was just like, you know what, let me come off of Instagram because I'm not ready for this.
Right.
But it does bother you, isn't that crazy?
Because it does bother you because you expect the people that you know the most or you are the closest to
To
support
just
you.
double tap.
But
Yeah.
not for nothing, those are the people who do not support you.
Yeah.
And it's not because they don't want to support you. It's the absent-minded thing, like, oh, she good. She know I love her.
I know her.
Yada yada
Yeah.
yada.
Right, I know those
I don't
people.
mean nothing
Yeah.
by it. Like
Yeah.
I know these people. Like she gonna be great, but hey, bitch,
Double tap.
double tap.
Yeah, I
Spread the
dealt
word.
with that too, yo. It was. I'm not gonna lie, like it's been times where it was very depressing because then I also have some of my friends who went viral, so it's just like fuck,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yo, like the fuck, like you went viral, fucking making like videos, funny videos and shit. And I'm like pouring my heart out in my fucking art.
From my perspective, the people who done that to me, I just feel like you're jealous. Like I feel like you see me living out my dream I have for myself. You see me doing what I want to do, and you're stuck doing what you have to do. I feel like there's some sort of resentment in that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I
Yeah.
took it, and that's when you just cut the ties. Like I had, like you just got to.
Yeah.
This is who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say, but y'all could see. This is who I'm talking about. Like, this is the person that
Curious.
I know that I met. That's
But in regards to that, I was gonna say, like, maybe, and just because
Oh.
he didn't get the
Recognize the name now.
100,000 or 50,000.
it's just I just don't understand like why you feel like you need to just keep up and you need to. Why can't you just satisfy your core fans?
But
and just-
maybe that did make him depressed. When Diggy, I think it was like maybe a while ago, Diggy had released something saying like he stopped doing music for a while because he was so scared of people's reaction to his music. Because you never want your shit to get criticized.
Diggy Simmons,
Yeah.
his album was good. That first album he dropped, I like that.
And
shit.
then he said, like, trying to do his second album, he was going through anxiety and depression because he was so terrified of what people would say with the new album coming out. Like, would they like it as much as they liked the first one?
Yeah.
So, when you're an artist, I do feel like you can put certain stresses on yourself.
Yeah.
You
Mental
set
plays because it's just
expectations.
you set up certain expectations and then sometimes you forget what you're doing it for.
Yes, and you got to remind yourself
What
like,
you're doing it
yes.
for.
But look
That's
how
what saved me.
look how trendy mental health is. Like that's like a topic everywhere.
Because
like,
we had too many kids in their rooms getting bullied and killing themselves because they had nobody to talk to.
yeah.
And then we also had a lot of people still abusing drugs and alcohol because they're dealing with thoughts they don't know.
Toxic masculinity,
Yeah.
Masculinity.
masculinity. All that shit
exactly.
is a
All that
trigger.
stuff.
You got men who are. What's that? I was just reading an article about the young black men growing up in poverty neighborhoods who suffer from PTSD because I think I said this last show. They see their friends get shot at 15. I know of one of my friends. She works for the school. Well, she works for Bronx Works, whatever the case is. And I remember her telling me one of the students that she loved the most, how he used to suffer from depression because here he is, 15, handsome young boy, great, young rapper,
Right.
but he done seen half his friends die or in jail. And we don't think about that. We don't think about those kids who are out there. They may look one way, but you don't know what their mental state is at.
Like they've lost friends, like people
Yeah,
they talk to every day.
day.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is hard, Joe. Like
When I was growing up, I
cope
didn't lose friends like that.
Me
I didn't have
neither.
like.
until
And
my
I grew up in the
20s.
projects, but it was just like, when somebody got shot, it was always one of the older kids. They was running in the streets, yada, yada, yada. But me growing up, I didn't have kids my age getting shot down, doing this or doing that. Like, and even when like they would get jumped to get their ass beat, but that was the most of it.
Yeah.
I agree.
These kids today, they losing friends in whole gun violence wars. And for what reason? What they fighting over? What's so stressful?
That's sad.
You would think it's the crack era again all over, but that's not the case neither.
That's sad. Joe.
I feel like I am coming off a bit of like as like a chatty patty-ish, and like I feel like I don't know for sure if that's what he's going through or not. From my perspective, it doesn't seem genuine. And plus I know that someone that he's close to said that he's fine. But it's just
And that's
I just want people to be careful who you idolize, who you follow, because
Definitely.
people will do anything for attention nowadays.
Yes, but
Literally
you're all right
anything.
about that. Mental health is taking off, and a lot of it. I'm happy that it's getting the light because it deserves the light, and light needs to be shed on it.
But the right people need to be on the forefront.
Exactly.
Like people who genuinely go through it, who have real
Yes.
experiences, real stories.
And the
'Cause I-
people who do is like against social media, you kind of just laugh it off at them, like
Yeah.
because they're not popular. But let Beyonce roll the price like, oh, I think I may kill myself. The whole world will stop.
Oh yeah, forget about
Oh,
it.
Beyonce said that? Damn.
Yeah, but when Little Bow does it, oh, little nigga, please get out your mama's basement.
Yeah.
And,
We pick and choose who we want to feel sorry for.
and I think that sucks as a society. That really sucks because we ridicule certain people to an extent where we really do push them to that edge. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we
Yes.
make fun of somebody as a society,
Whitney Houston
we
is
go
a perfect
in.
example of that. We made fun of her for so many years.
We go
Not
in.
realizing, like, well, I will never forget when I saw that documentary. I just felt so bad. Like, damn, I was one of those people who was like, oh, look at crackhead Whitney.
Yeah.
Young and dumb, you know.
And addiction is a disease.
And addiction is a disease.
a
And she was
fucking
really going through
disease.
stuff that nobody, like, only God can help her through it.
Sad.
Jersey.
Yeah, I just
What? What?
Just saying.
that's not what all Jerseyans
God.
She was from Jersey.
Jerseyans
was East
indulge in.
Orange.
Wendy Williams, Jersey.
What do y'all think
What's
about?
going out there in Jersey, y'all?
I think you
It's in the
owe
water.
someone an apology, Lainey.
J. Cole, right?
No, you owe Jussie Smollett an apology.
I don't think I owe him a goddamn thing.
I think you went the
Hold
hardest.
on, let me say something else because we did have a discussion
I think you went the hardest.
the
on
other
me.
week about J. Cole, and I listened to something. Oh no, Sunday I was listening to a J. Cole song. I was just like, you know, I gotta apologize to J. Cole. He don't know me, but I'm gonna apologize anyway because I feel like I was one of those fans who would get upset because he didn't do what I wanted him to do. And it's not about me being a bandwagon J. Cole fan. I am a J. Cole fan through and through, from the come up to the warm up to everything right now. And regardless if he doesn't do something I may particularly want, he is still an artist and a musician. And he should be able to be as creatively free as he wants to be. So
Well, be more freer. with
shut
what
up.
you're
That's
doing,
it. No,
J.
that's
Cole.
it.
Like,
That's
do
it.
more.
Why
J.
we couldn't
Cole.
just leave it like that?
do more? He even said himself he's gonna do more features, like in that GQ thing.
No, but
like,
see, it's not about him.
He could change
I
his
don't even want
mind.
him to do more features.
He
That
can.
wasn't even the thing. I just wanted him to work with more producers.
oh yeah, I didn't mean features and like
I've heard
work
people
with more
say that
people.
before.
Yeah, I
Because he
wanted him to
produces a
work-
lot of his
'cause
own
he-
stuff.
and I know
yeah.
he can kill his own productions, but you know what?
We need some
As a real J. Cole
variety.
fan, it was just like, you know what? I shouldn't have even said that. I should just rock out with my man. But in regards to Jussie, I do not owe you an apology because
But he's innocent.
Can I finish? I do not owe you an apology because guess what? The results of your case is sealed. So until I can see details and how you got everything dismissed, I'm not giving you no apology. Yeah, whoopee.
I felt so weird
Kudos.
seeing that on the headlines today. Like all
No,
charges
Because
dropped.
I still stand where I stand. I still feel how I feel, and it just is what it is.
But how you feel and what you may have learned to get
What-
those
what
feelings
did I
could
learn?
be fabricated.
What
Like
did I learn?
everything you saw those headlines could have been all
But
fabricated.
what did I learn? Because even he said like he was gonna show a check showing that he paid for training. That's it. Ooh. Like that check, you showing me just because you gave me a check for training don't mean I used it for training.
How do charges even get dropped like this? Immense?
Thank you.
How do?
And we don't know any details, and everything is sealed and shut and closed. I'm sorry. I don't owe you an apology.
I think you do.
I don't know, Jeff. We do if that's the case.
Yeah,
Stop
we
saying-
do too. Yeah,
You don't say me.
I'm not
it's
ready.
A we thing.
But I'm not gonna apologize till
admit
you
it.
jump on with me.
I'm
Right.
not. But you just heard me. I'm not apologizing.
What did y'all think? We talked about it a little bit before getting on, but like, what was your first reaction to seeing?
I was just
Jesse
like, oh, who did he pay off? I said he got some high connections.
But the whole thing was he didn't have money. He wanted more money to do all. That's why he did all this. Like,
I thought it was ironic only because my bad. I literally was over the weekend talking to my girl. I was like, yo, when's the last time you heard anything about Jussie Smollett? I literally said that.
Heavy negotiations. That's
Like,
what it meant.
literally.
Heavy negotiations.
yeah.
And then it was today I saw the headlines. I'm just like, damn, that nigga really got off. I mean, I didn't think he was going to do all that time that he was looking at. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
neither.
what, 64 counts or some shit? Or some 64 years or something? But yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know the details behind it, but I definitely was shocked
And
that he was
his
going to get in
sealed
some type of trouble.
details.
did y'all
Like,
really think the gay Tupac was going to jail? He's not going to jail.
that's crazy. I thought
He
was
called
gonna
himself the
get
gay
some-
Tupac. I knew from that
Like,
moment.
first of all, we
he
knew
was
from that
innocent.
interview. This is the guy right here.
I knew from that moment something was right.
You know,
He
this
wasn't
teaches
going-
us: do not rob a bank with Jeff. We're going under.
Hell yeah.
Wait,
We're
wait,
going
wait, 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 wait,
under
wait,
Can't-
wait.
can't.
The clink clink. We're doing federal, state, prison time.
Wait, why is this?
Don't rob a
What's
bank
going
with
on right
Jeff.
now? We're not talking about me. Right now. We're talking about Jussie. You know what I mean?
No, you just showed us not to rob a bank with you.
No,
You tell him.
I don't know about y'all anymore.
You telling?
I wouldn't tell all of y'all.
All of y'all.
Nah.
Pick and choose.
That's
No,
me
like-
and you.
God
It's going to jail,
damn.
Coco.
That's even worse. worse. That don't even make
See,
No,
oh,
no,
you're
no.
safe. You're safe.
No, no, no,
It's
no,
the
no.
Jersey thing. I keep telling y'all. Jersey.
Y'all would tell. Hold up.
Jersey.
Y'all went. So you telling me we all got up,
And
and
we all did the crime together. I'm going
no,
to
but like one of y'all was just the driver, but y'all were just chilling in the car, and
Did I get my money?
yeah, you already
That's the question.
you already got your money.
Let's answer that question.
It's in the bank
first,
account
please.
already. They won't find it. It's not traceable. But we all got locked up. You have the opportunity to get out by ratting. And it's a lot of money.
I'm just going to sit there because if I got to go to jail, my mama going to be good.
That's it.
That's it.
Your ride to the end.
Different breed. We did the crime together.
Yeah.
I was the driver of?
Yeah.
If I expect everybody to shut up, everybody shuts up.
I'm not talking.
You're not talking.
That's a fact. Okay.
I
That's
watched
hon-
enough
honestly,
Snap to
that's-
know you just sit there. Like, I can entertain myself for hours. They're not gonna like.
Oh, so you would have fun in jail.
Hell yeah. Well, wait. Let's not say that.
You would have. You want to take a tour?
No.
You want to go?
I always
go away
told-
for the
it was one
weekend?
of those things. I remember. I would never forget. I told somebody. I think it was my little brother. I'm like, I would go to jail for beating your ass, nigga. I don't care. I need a vacation.
That is. I feel like some people actually do look at jail as a form of vacation.
But I thought about it one day. Like, if it's a year, like, okay, you sit down for a year, read a book, like, mind your business, keep your head low, mind your business, sit down.
Right. Like I wouldn't agree to anything where I couldn't accept the consequences. Straight up.
Exactly.
Like if it's something where we're doing and it's illegal, and I know if we get caught, like maximum, like probably like 3 years, or because I mean 3 years is still like, oh my god,
I'm
I can't.
not
long
taking
time.
the body charge though. Like if one of
Hell
y'all
no.
just end up shooting
No.
somebody and
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta take that body. I'm not doing it now.
Let's hope it never
Take
gets
your
to
body.
gets to that point where we have
No,
to.
make it clear now, goddammit.
I ain't
Take
taking
your
no
body.
bodies. I ain't taking
I don't
no
want no-
bodies.
I don't
I'm
wanna-
not doing life.
I don't want to set it
Yeah.
off scenario where one of us ends up getting shot and. Yeah, no, I'm good.
But if it's like a year, 2 years, yeah, I'll keep my mouth shut. But if it's a
What
body,
about okay? So about Takashi, is he wrong for?
I think overall, so this is how I feel. I feel overall, yes, he is wrong, only because you should have never got involved. That's my biggest thing. My biggest thing. Now I
yeah,
do,
the image you keep
but
up with.
but just because just because of the situation that you're in right now and how they're doing you, I can understand why you thought it was okay to snitch. But generally speaking, the whole situation, not just that part, he's wrong. You should have never got yourself involved with these people. These guys were savages. You were not. You know what I'm saying? Now your life's fucked up. Like you should have,
Yeah.
and now you're snitching. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the definition of a snitch. You're telling on people to get yourself out of trouble.
Yeah.
Literally, trouble that
Yeah.
you put yourself in. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Yeah, they're having sex with your baby moms. They tried plotting on killing you and all this other shit. But dog, you decided to dance with the devil. Now he's stepping on your toes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
going to jail regardless of how many people he snitches on. He like maybe for each
But was
person
he
he
just
snitches
supposed
on.
to like just shut up and take that time that he was getting? Because he was involved. Like that's my thing. I
don't
don't
know.
even know what he's like really charged for and stuff like that.
I stopped caring.
Racketeering, robbery.
But they wasn't trying to say like he was the kingpin or nothing like that.
But he was
right?
associated,
No.
and because he was financing a lot of things, that's also why. He was the money man.
That was the RICO charge.
Probably not him
Yeah,
personally,
that's
but
the
his
Rico.
management and all that shit. But like,
That money, if it's coming out of his account, it's being traced to
He's
you.
financing
I,
the operation then.
Exactly.
But this is the thing. A lot of people are talking like more than you actually think these days.
Mhm.
It's just like you're not about to sit here and tell me you're getting 2 years for drug trafficking. And that's like, and that holds a life sentence. You had like a whole truckload of cocaine and you did 2 years. Who did you talk to?
I got no sympathy for him.
I
Like,
don't either. I don't have any sympathy, honestly.
He's a young kid. I'm not gonna lie. If I was his mother or his sister, like I would. He has a kid like he's never gonna see again. And yes, we have to take responsibility for our actions. I'm a big advocate for accountability because I had to go through some shit that I had to take accountability for. But it's just like he's still a baby.
We have another, I guess, someone who's young and a baby of sorts who got into some shit in the news. Y'all familiar with Daniel Caesar? Said?
Oh, yes.
He was-
Oh no, I was talking to my daughter about that. Yeah.
He was basically just like, I guess it's the summarized version of what he was trying to say, I guess, is why do black people.
He's not from America, so we don't
He's
care
from-
about nothing he says.
He's from Canada. I have the video. I don't know if it'll
He's
come up clear.
Canadian.
He's Canadian, and he doesn't get it.
So, I mean, what was he trying to say? Just black people, just, why do we, like,
Why are we so
He was
mean
basically
to
he was
white folk?
basically going on like the whole sensitivity that black people have when it comes to white people making.
yeah, why do we
I
give him that
understand
power
it.
to.
Yeah.
And I understand. So it's like thing. I definitely get what he's saying, but it's also like you can't say that because you've never had to go through with majority of a black African American has to go through in a sense
in America.
in America. Like whether you're a Haitian American, Black American, Jamaican American, on some level you was put through a mental slavery kind of condition in a sense.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that.
And he meant all that too because he was like, y'all can cancel me. He was super arrogant with it. It's just like
he was drunk, but
he said he was drunk.
excuse.
Yeah.
He's
No
also young
excuse.
and uninformed. So.
And on top of that, I said that his judgment is definitely clouded because a majority of his fan base are pretty white girls. You know what I'm saying? So he's defending white women against how they.
And this started because the whole Yes Jewel's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Again, I blame us. We let
We
people
let her in.
in that need to be in.
Well, she kind of forced her way, and apparently she like
And at one
fucked for
point,
clout and all that.
yeah, and then it's just like, my black man, I love y'all. Y'all so dumb. Y'all put y'all dick in anything, everywhere, no matter. Don't like, and nigga, pussy. At this point, put it away.
Yeah.
Stop freaking everything that looks good because you give them this notion that they can disrespect your black woman. And then when you give them that notion that you don't stick up for us, you turn around and disrespect us along with them.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the interview and
Yes,
Mook,
Jules and Mook, yeah.
it was just like, damn, can we coon any harder? But
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not.
He was definitely trying to fuck her.
That's
But
exactly
then it's
what me
also
and my
like
bro was
I
saying.
can't
It's
I
cooning,
can't
bruh.
be I can't be too mad at you neither in a sense because it's just like you're just trying to do what you need to do to get your shit to where you want to get it to because you're trying to be popping too. You going about it the wrong way. But you know this I blame Twitter again. I go back to social media because we made it okay for these ugly niggas to say whatever they want and to think it's cute.
Right.
Stop giving these ugly men all this clout. Because if you think about it, the majority of black men who talk the way they do about us black women is ugly as fuck.
And that's probably
You mad at your mama. You mad at your daddy. But nobody's never corrected your little dumb ass.
I was about to say something that sounded a little superficial, but I was going to say maybe because they're ugly, they never really got that. The love
Exactly.
They deserve
They didn't get the
from
love that
black
they deserve
women,
from
yeah.
black
Yeah.
women. You feel like black women try to play you
Yeah.
all your life because you was
Yeah.
different and you was that. But bitch, be you.
And these white women that are all on you because you got money.
Exactly.
And you're
They
famous.
not
don't
on you
fucking-
because you look like something.
Right.
I've
Like,
seen dudes like Mona Mook all the time who will be a yes man and just agree with anything the woman says, not go against them in hopes that they may get a little extra attention from them.
But only because I know
I've seen
people
that
who
move.
know him and they seem to vouch for him so well and they say he's actually a really educated man.
Only in his raps.
No, like he's actually like really educated. Like he went to school and everything. Like he's no dumb man.
So I guess that's why he was saying I grew up around white people saying the N-word. It was cool, but
Yeah.
people who know him personally, you say he grew up in Harlem. There was no white people around, so it's just like
So yeah,
I was very
but you can
confused.
grow up in Harlem and go to school elsewhere.
you can, but
So I think that's what
the
that's
people
what
who
his
knew him
advantage
personally, I
was.
saw a post that interview was saying like, "Yo, you weren't around white people like that." So, I think he should be canceled. I think Yes Jules should be canceled. I mean, I'm still not really with the cancel culture, but as far as Yes Jules, she's constantly disrespected black women. She made a career off it. Every time she's trending is because she's disrespecting a black woman.
Exactly.
And I think Scotty Beam, she fuck her up if she sees her. Honestly, like
But I want to say something. You know, Scotty Beam, I love you. Like love you, love you, love you, love you.
same.
And I don't say this to be like, mean. I feel like State of the Culture does not give her a great view. They make it seem like Scotty is just this angry black woman, and she's not.
Yeah, she's very passionate.
She's very
supportive.
passionate. She's very supportive, and I feel like people, they just hear her talking and just say, oh, she's so angry, she's so this. And I really hate that State of the Culture show. I'm just not trying to be funny, and I really hate to talk about it, but it does not do nothing for the culture.
I do think it's like the worst piece of media that Joe Budden does.
It is like, it's horrible, and it's just like, and I love Remy Martin so much, but she even comes off as a bully. I just don't, it's not appeasing in any way. And I just, Scotty Beam, so much love for you, to you, and I just want nothing but the best for you, but that ain't your right platform. And you do so great on Brown Girls podcast that I understand that this is a great platform for you in a sense because you get more people out there, but it don't make you look great.
They put that filter on her, I think. They want her to have
Yeah, they
that
want
type
her to
of-
be that angry black woman, and I hate that shit because she's not that. She's just passionate, and she's really strong about what she feels, and people think that she's just a man hater. She's not a man hater at all.
Yeah, you know what's funny too? I feel like they film that shit probably for like 3 hours and chop it up
Yeah.
to where she sounds nuts,
Yeah.
but
And it's not
like,
the case at all. I'm just like I can't stand the way they do her on that. I really can't.
yeah, that thing. I don't
never
know.
vibed with that show. Something
Yeah,
about
it's something
I could
about
pick
that.
and choose certain things from like, oh, okay, but even like you said, Remy, I love Remy, but I
She
don't
even
know.
comes
I
up like
just
a
don't
bully
like her.
sometime, and it's just like, damn, Remy, like, come on, man.
Yeah, my favorite part of that show actually is Jinx. Like he definitely is one of the people.
And I think that's the only thing about the show I actually like.
I said multiple times. I reached out to him for interviews too, but he never responded. But like, he's one of the people that definitely influenced me early on to start this podcast, like just to be an interviewer and stuff like that. So I think they need to change the dynamic of that show a bit and make it longer, like so there's no like
And, like,
holes in
yeah.
people's dialogue, because that's how that misperception is like presented. Like
That is true. The editing, you're right about that. It could be a 3-hour thing, and you just chop it up to the meats and pieces to give us whatever.
because that hate for Scotty Beam is definitely like
I can't stand the hate.
It's
people
kind of
have
like a
for Scotty
marketing.
Beam.
It's kind of like a
Yeah, I
marketing
can't
thing that they
stand
could
it.
use.
I
so.
don't like it.
Like when they edit her shit down so people can hate her more and still tune in. So
I just don't like it. Scotty, we love you.
Scotty, we love you. I actually emailed her too. So I reached to her interview. She didn't respond either, but
I
they're
mean, it's
famous.
okay.
They're on.
You're busy.
I respect it. One day
I
you'll know
was
me.
loving Scotty when she was on Hot 97 in the morning. I swear, at one point, I just would wake up just to hear Scotty in the background.
I never listened to Hot 97. I always thought they were.
I haven't listened
like
to it
Ebro.
in the past year. You know, I have a love-hate with Ebro because sometimes Ebro, like, I do feel like Ebro killed Hot 97 on some levels. But you know what? That's just my opinion.
Can I
Hot take,
ask
hot
how?
take, hot take.
He started
'Cause
cooning
I don't
too.
know why, but I kind of agree, but I don't have a reason why.
Because he started cooning too. And it's like you hate on a lot of stuff sometimes. Like
And I
his
don't
Kanye
like that,
hate, I can't
yes.
stand it. It's just like, my
He
man, you
does
want to
hate on a
you
lot
want
of
to uplift
stuff,
your man, or
yo.
you want to just tear us down? Like, what do you want to
He
do,
does- he
Ebro?
does hate
But
on a
I
lot
do
of
like the
shit.
fact that he does give a lot of artists around the world a chance to be heard. So it's
Yeah.
just like I have a love hate for him.
It's a marketing tool. Like
I
his
guess.
his hate and disdain for everything is marketing tool.
But I still won't listen to 105.1, so it don't matter. Like,
I
no
love
matter what,
Breakfast
it will
Club.
always be Hot 97.
Gotcha.
I love the Breakfast Club.
But
I'm a
you
Breakfast
don't
Club
listen to
fan.
105.
I don't listen to them at all.
I'm a Breakfast Club fan.
I
Not
respect
at
it. I
all.
mean, I'm a Charlamagne fan. I'm not a
Yeah.
DJ Envy fan.
I like
not an
them as
Angela Yee fan
collective.
at all.
I like them as a collective.
You made that clear.
I like Rumor
No, I
Reports.
don't like Angela Yee
I
at
used to
all.
love her a lot. Then it was the interview with K. Michelle, and I kind of got what K. Michelle was saying. Like, yo, as a woman, you kicking and cackling for what?
She don't. I feel like she don't ever speak up for any woman.
She don't.
Not
But you
even.
know what?
And
It's
she's
all
half
right.
black, half Asian. She don't speak for none of y'all.
I swear, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say something real shallow. Sometimes you get it past because she cute to look at. I be like, bitch, you cute. It's all right. Just go be cute.
It's the truth, though.
But
You
I,
gonna get us in trouble, man.
but
that's how. That's just.
I'm-
that's the,
It's like no. It's like no.
yeah, she cute.
Did y'all hear about that surviving Cardi B shit? It's a play on the surviving Neverland. Y'all didn't hear? Okay, I got a video for you.
Surviving Cardi.
I hope
B.
this comes through clear.
connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yes.
You ain't rob everybody, but okay.
Because she's gonna keep yelling. But basically, she admits to using sex and drugging men and robbing them for money. And I feel like people were like very, very upset about that because it's like, you know, the whole. Well, if that
Not
was a
for
man,
Shocked
like,
off of what? I don't
you know what I
understand.
mean?
What,
Like-
Bruh,
what
she
are
from
they
the
shocked
Bronx.
of?
Like she from the Bronx.
Exactly. I don't
She
understand.
never
what we're
claimed to
shocked
be
of.
nothing else. Like she kept it real from
I'm
the
sure there's a
jump.
song that explains all of this.
Isn't it,
plus-
there was
more
like,
than one
wasn't
song.
there like a whole like back in the days, all these music videos showing like girls in the club robbing men for their Jews?
That's
like,
an
oh,
old.
it's
That's
an
something
it's an
old. That
game.
ain't nothing new. That's an old
not,
game.
yeah.
That's an old.
I feel like most
game.
people's argument is like if a dude tried to do that same thing, obviously it's like wrong.
It wouldn't
on
get,
both
he wouldn't
sides.
get away with it. It wouldn't work
But
that
she
way.
don't rape
But-
them. She just robbed them. See, a dude drug you and rape
Rape
you.
you,
Yeah.
A bitch drug you. She robbing you the drawers off your ass.
Yeah.
And you was being thirsty anyway.
And
know
you
what
was
I'm
being
saying?
thirsty
You was
anyway.
being
So
thirsty anyway.
this
But
is why we
Not
here.
that they
They're-
deserve
but
it.
they're-
I'm just
they're tr-
saying.
Right, not to justify, but let's be real. You
The
know
media
what I'm
is
saying?
now trying to paint her as like a predator in a sense.
Oh, please.
Oh, God.
The media
Like
is
like she's just, like
Next.
preying
That's
on men,
whack. Surviving.
Oh,
poor
surviving,
men.
literally surviving
Ah.
Cardi B. Like
That's
She was
whack.
preying on men when she was a stripper and they was trying to fuck her and she was taking them to the
She
hotel.
was she
and
was taking
robbing them.
advantage of them before they take advantage
exactly,
of her.
because
That's
they was
all.
just gonna take advantage of her. Because let's not
Exactly.
forget she was in the strip club
She
shaking
was
that
smart.
ass.
Like, let's come on, bro.
something like this is bound to happen to her though. She's gotten too famous. Like shit like this is gonna try
It's
to.
yeah. Once you get to a certain point, you're never
you gotta
right.
learn when to shut
you know
up.
What I'm
That's
saying?
what that's about. You gotta learn when to stop
Don't
talking.
you just don't respond.
Right.
All she had to say was, "Y'all must have forgot. I've been getting my money up. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I've been out here being a stripper
Right.
and juxing them and finessing them. That's
Yeah.
it. Finessing them.
Use
The
codes.
word of the day,
Don't-
finesse.
Yeah, finesse,
Yeah.
bro. You were finessing. You from the X. You know what I'm saying? That's
And
just
that
how.
was it. That's all she had
That's
to
all
say.
you had
So
to say.
y'all,
Like what you
y'all
thought.
look at it as like just another hustle. Like it's
Yes.
like
Because
Bruh,
that's what it is.
Because look at Waka Flocka. You know how many people that nigga robbed?
no.
Bruh, that's how he got. That's how he got the bread to become a rapper. Like he was robbing
Because
mad
that's what it's
niggas.
all about. Not for nothing. To get into this industry, you have to have the
You have
bag.
to have the bag, and some people do a lot of fucked up shit to get it.
to get the bag.
Let's be real.
Sorry,
Puff
sorry,
robbed.
sorry.
He Puff robbed all his artists when they first came out.
Oh.
Take it to the bigger bag.
Oh.
Now he treat French Montana like the first lady. Damn.
Damn, Puff. Why you do that to?
I didn't know that.
Everyone, yo, he has some great R&B groups, man. Day 26.
Look at their
Yeah.
asses.
They all
Where
broke.
they at?
Di-
Broke.
Danity Kane.
No, they doing shows. They gotta be
They
doing
doing
something.
shows. They
do
got
show-
to do
they-
shows
they
'cause they
do
is broke.
shows because they broke, and then they can't finish a whole tour because they start arguing and fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's
Day
sad.
26. Those albums, man, it's so good.
Well, that was a good.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with what Cardi's doing either. I just have a problem that people are not trying to paint her as like some predators. It's like
They're looking for
y'all really.
She's
This,
a-
I feel like this is mostly her new.
next headline. That's all it is.
I feel like this is mostly just her new fans who weren't in tune with her Instagram fame because she's not really that vocal
Mm.
anymore on Instagram.
Okay,
So now there's
maybe
people
that's
doing
what
their
it is,
research.
yeah.
That makes sense.
I want to know whose job it is to go back and find these old clips. Like that's a.
That's a tedious
that's
job.
very
Who wants
it
tedious.
that?
must, yeah.
Like, you
That's
gotta go through
tedious.
years of freaking like
Content.
Jesus,
Yeah.
for real.
It makes you not want to get famous. It makes you want to rethink everything you said in the past.
No, own up, just own it.
That's what I say. Just own it,
Own
man.
it. 'Cause
Yeah.
you
And at the
felt
end of
that
the-
way, and it's about growth. How I felt 3 years ago, I may not feel that way 6 years from now.
You change your mind.
You
Weren't you the
know?
one like bad about Kevin Hart though? Because Kevin Hart kind of said the same
I
thing.
said he needed to stop being a little bitch, okay? I was mad at the fact that he told me he wasn't going to apologize, quit, then fucking apologize anyway, and kept crying about it like a little bitch ass nigga on every show and having a fucking attitude. That's what I was mad about.
Got it. Still don't like Kevin Hart. Got it.
Bitch. You know, it's funny.
Damn.
Right.
This is what happens when you get like kind of sober, Helena, and I'm coming down. So it's funny because a few weeks ago, I have like a group of friends. We hang out every Friday. So one of the girls, and Brown Sugar, I hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna do it to you. She brought her man around, right? And we got into this argument because he was like, "Oh, fuck that, people who be hating on Kevin Hart and yada yada." And I looked at him and I said, "Oh, you like Kevin Hart like that?" I said, "Oh, you an ain't shit nigga. You got like 3 women out here, don't you, right now?" Come to find out, I saw her 2 weeks ago. She was like, "Girl, you was so right. He was cheating on me with I said, "You're right. Look at that."
So if someone likes Kevin Hart, they automatically have
I'm
mad
just saying,
women.
it wasn't even like that. It was the way he was defending him on certain things, and the way he defended him. I was just like, "Oh, you one of them niggas who was ugly back in the day, and now you got cute, and now you just you think you're the man, so you fucking everything in sight when you got a good girl. Don't be confused, girls. Some of these cute men were ugly in high school, okay?
That's like not for
and they
nothing.
don't know what to
it's-
do with themselves right now.
It's
Who you
true,
know?
like especially a lot of artists too, bro. Like
What?
these niggas weren't the. They never knew what it was like to be the man.
They wasn't the man.
They,
back
so
then.
like now that they got it, they don't know how
They
to
35
act.
being the
They don't
man.
have no
when you're
morals.
supposed to be a man, not the man.
Yeah,
like we don't care about the
exactly.
man. You're supposed to be a
Amen.
man.
Give me an example. Like, can you think of someone top? Like who
I
acts
could
like-
say, for example, I love this artist, by the way, but I'm just gonna go off of what I've heard. Travis Scott, right? Now, Travis
Yeah,
Scott, I love
yeah.
Travis Scott, but I've known people who've met him and said he's a total asshole.
Wow. Okay.
And I was surprised when they told me that. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard
And they
that.
said it was. And I said, yo, once they told me how he acted, they said, yeah, he's really emotional and all this other stuff. And I was just like, wow, you know what? He probably never got any real love until he started doing music.
Yeah.
I think he was one of those people. You know what I'm saying? Because not for nothing, like, you know what I'm saying, like. You know what I'm saying? He's not the most attractive guy. You know what I'm saying? You look at him like, it's Travis Scott. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think he never knew what it was like to be the man until he got noticed for his music and his talent. And then he got that. And then, not for nothing, but I don't think I've ever seen him with a like with a black woman either. You know
Okay,
what
that he was with.
He was with Jussie and Sky, right?
And he dated Rihanna too for a little bit. People forget that.
Okay.
I think I remember that.
But
I
he
thought that was
the
A$AP Rocky.
thing was he never claimed Rihanna. Like when they asked it, it
He
was just
fucked up.
like, oh, we was just dating. But he's never claimed any girl he was with.
Except
So
Kylie.
Kylie.
Except, and that's
'Cause
because
she
she
a
got
billionaire.
pregnant. No, and that's because she got pregnant.
And a billionaire.
But she didn't claim her when they were just dating. Nothing happened until she got pregnant, and then even they died that down until the baby came.
Damn, Travis. I'll bring back Travis Porter. Fuck Travis Scott. Fuck that. Right? Damn, I never would think that he would be I would think someone like Wale. I've heard so many negative
I've
things
heard things
about
him.
Wale, but he's just
But
super.
look at him now, and this is what happens. Karma comes back to kick you in your
And now
ass.
he's looking for love.
You know,
Yeah.
Wale got with MMG and thought he was bigger than what he was and forgot who he was. And then, reality check.
He was
Yeah.
he was not the most valuable
Yeah.
asset of that group.
Exactly.
He
but he thought he
wasn't.
was.
But he thought he was.
thought he
I
He
guess-
should have been
Yeah.
more humble. He would have
He
got
should've been
further.
more humble.
He would've got
and you
further.
see what happened to him, right?
Yeah.
And look where Meek is at.
Meek is
Exactly.
soaring.
And this is just the crazy
Soaring.
part because they all came out in the same time together, in the same time frame.
I agree.
Same label in a sense. And he did kind of talk shit about Meek in a sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he was talking shit about Wale suffers from depression.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I do think that kind of adds to his music decline.
He's also in a position right now where he's actually really trying to look for a real relationship.
I thought he just had a baby and he was getting married. That didn't
Really?
work out.
No,
I
he
thought-
has a baby. I
he had
think
a
he's
baby.
not with his chick.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting
see,
married
I
though.
thought she was the one.
I
I
want to
forgot
see
what talk show he was on. I forgot what show he was on. But
Recently?
He did an interview. Yeah, he did an interview, and they played the clip on the Breakfast Club, and he's like talking about like he's looking for somebody to really be with.
Go love yourself, Wale.
I think Wale should get out of rap and just like do kind of what Joe Budden did as like a personality. I think he can
I
make
don't
that
think
work.
Wale should do that either. I think Wale has a very gift for words. I think he's a really nice poet and he's a really good artist, but he just needs to go back to who he really is as an artist.
You hear that, Wale? Probably not, but
But one day maybe.
I can respect Wale as an artist, and I respect his music, but I never really was a fan. Like he has some songs that I really like some radio hits that are like
he was conscious rap before conscious rap.
Baby,
Mixtape like that mixtape about nothing is like and it goes back to mixtapes with me. I'm a fan of their mixtapes. If anything, it's always the
You
mixtapes.
sound just like my girl because she be saying the same.
It's always because the hunger is so much
It's
better in
different.
the
It's true.
mixtape. It's
It's
just
true.
like the rawness is just way better.
Mixtapes are dead.
I know.
They're not.
Yeah,
Then
they are.
They don't do them as much. no
They
more.
don't do them as
feel
much,
they
but they're
need
still
to.
alive. Like
They're calling them mixtapes, but they're still being sold. So
Yeah,
to
and
me, that's not a
yes.
Oh
mixtape.
yeah, that's true.
Like
That's
the
true.
last person I could think of who did that was Kehlani, and her shit got nominated for a Grammy. I'm like, that's not a
EP.
mixtape.
Yeah. And it was just the EP or
It's a
something like that.
EP.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kehlani.
But
I
you
like
know,
her.
her got nominated on her EP, so I don't care. Go
Right,
ahead,
she
go
definitely
her.
got-
You
she-
know,
Yeah, she got the Grammy.
She got the
She
Grammy.
got the
yeah.
Grammy, yeah. So that's kind of like that's what's
I
up.
respect it. Yeah.
Did y'all hear about the shit with like Kodak Black and Young M.A. and people were accusing him of like sexually harassing her, I guess, in a sense, because he's saying he wants to have sex with her.
Yeah, he's a
But
clown.
she's not
He's
with
a
it.
clown.
He's a real clown. Like I kind of enjoy it too, cause he don't care.
I just don't like that. That's like the joke of like trying to fuck a girl who's gay, like who clearly isn't interested. Like, why is that funny to people?
Because
Like, she's clearly not interested. Is it funny because she's a dyke? Is
yeah,
is
that's why
dyke
it's
an
funny to
offensive
people.
term?
I've heard
I
that
think
butch is a more accepted term. That's what I've heard. I don't know.
I don't want to offend her if it's offensive, but I think that's what it is. Like, she's a
But
woman.
they're still women, and I
Yeah, for
don't
sure.
really know like terms dyke butch because the women I associate with who are lesbian, who do dress aggressive, they're mad freaking feminine when you talk to them, so it don't matter. I don't know anyone who's like young MA. So, but I do feel like when you're a woman, you're a woman. No matter how you look, how you dress, you're still a woman, and you don't want anybody to talk to you like that, whether you're straight or gay. I don't want no man to just be like, oh yeah, I would fuck the shit out of da-da-da-da-da. Like, I don't want to hear that. Keep that to yourself.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just weird.
It's just
like,
it's just
very
weird.
weird.
Like,
And Kodak has like pending rape charges, so I feel like he shouldn't be making jokes
There's that.
about
and
anything.
then yeah, it's
Speaking of-
definitely that.
Speaking on Kodak, what about this whole stupid beef between him and Lil Wayne? Did you hear
That's
Lil
real?
Wayne's?
Is it
What?
even real? I don't think it's real. I mean, it's
Yes,
real,
it's
but
real.
it's not.
Even
It's
Lil
not
Wayne.
active.
Lil Wayne has
Is what
a
I meant to say.
song talking about Kodak Black. Y'all didn't hear it?
No.
It's called A Letter to Kodak Black.
Stop saying.
Yo,
keep
you
the
lying
voice
right
up.
now?
On God.
I didn't even hear that.
On God, it's on World Star, bro. Yes, I
Oh
listened
my
to it
God.
today.
But like, what is it? Do you get an idea what it's about?
It's about Kodak. And he's talking shit.
No, but like why it started
What
like
does
the
he
beef.
say?
Oh, the beef? I mean, honestly, I don't know where it started, but I know Kodak started it. He was
Oh.
talking shit about
Yeah.
Lil Wayne first.
Because he was in.
I think he
I
was-
guess he appeared at Club Live
Live,
and
yeah.
told, or rather, Wayne had said, "Oh, I'm going to check you" or something to that effect. Because that's his normal place where he goes. And he didn't check him, so he just got on the mic and was like talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think it was on TMZ, they had showed the
Mhm,
clip of him talking mad shit. And
Mhm.
then after that, he went on his live, Kodak Black, and then called his daughter
No,
bullheaded.
that's because Regine came on and was just like, "Don't talk about my father. Have respect."
Oh, that was before or
so
after?
yeah, before.
Oh,
So
okay.
before he even addressed her, she already had addressed him. So he addressed her back and called her bullheaded, which I thought was priceless.
I was
Because
like,
it's
oh.
just like, you know, they're the same age, they could talk to each other like that in a sense. But it's just like, this is what happens when you interject yourself in your father's businesses and beef. And I know you are your daddy's #1 fan. But, you know, sometimes you got to know when to sit things out. But, you know, when you from New Orleans, I feel like the men, the women are just as buck as the men. So.
Lil Wayne is the most disrespected legend ever. Like,
He is, though.
he's gotten beefs with like Young Thug, like
But that's because,
everybody,
that's
like-
because the decline of Lil Wayne. I feel like once the drugs took over, a lot of people lost their respect.
But what about Eminem? Like he's fucking. No one ever tried him, and he's never been in.
Eminem went to go do his drugs in private. Lil Wayne kept coming out and giving us bullshit.
No one would dare disrespect Jay or Nas. I mean, people should be talking more shit about Nas's last album. Like honestly, I feel like I'm trying to keep that alive because Nas's last album was really bad. But like
I
certain
enjoyed-
legends
I
just don't
enjoyed
get.
that album.
I liked it.
I
I seen
enjoyed
Y'all
it
it a
crazy.
lot.
live. I
It
saw him
wasn't
Y'all
terrible.
are
I enjoyed
crazy.
it a lot.
I enjoyed
You're
it.
insane. You're insane.
Why? Because the evolution of it. Like every artist has
Has
to
to change.
evolve.
How can you speak on these beats produced by Kanye West, speaking that woke shit during that time? He was all for MAGA and Trump.
Yo, let me say something. 'Cause
It's hypocrisy.
I hate it. I hate it because we're not gonna do Kanye like this. I cannot get behind any Kanye slander because I actually understand what Kanye means and what he's saying.
Tell me. Tell the
and
world.
I don't feel the world could kiss my ass, and I don't feel the need for people to just be coming at Kanye like this. I just think we get so sidetracked because the whole MAGA hat and all this. Here it is, Kanye, influential rapper, sitting down with the president in the White House. He can make change if he wanted to.
But he
That's-
chose not to.
Who said that? Who says he chose not to? Ain't his little wife running around getting people out of jail?
Yeah, but
All
their
right.
agendas are different. They live totally different. They have two different images.
I don't care about this.
Kanye's
What's
image
in
is.
question though?
Sorry.
Huh?
As far as you said, the Kardashians, whoever, they have a totally different image. That wasn't what's in question though. no?
Yeah.
Right, but I feel like Kanye's brand recently has become built off the outlandish shit he says. So I feel like, and his behavior. So I feel like him being with someone, the president, who is known for being like a hateful person, being full of just like ignorance, Kanye standing next to him and doing that and trolling, that's bound to like push.
You know how many people you are in a room with and that you probably like are just hateful, ignorance, bigots, and all types of shit that you would never know. And I feel like when it comes to Donald Trump, years of us watching, what's that Celebrity Apprentice? You never thought this nigga was ignorant, racist, and an asshole?
I didn't know about him.
I always
It
did.
wasn't a surprise to a lot of people.
Watching that show, I've always just said, "Oh, this nigga like it's because it's when you got that much money, you're in that business. It's about money. It's not about black or white. It's about rich and poor."
People have lost their lives over Trump's rhetoric, and why is Kanye there supporting him and saying
Who
he makes me
says
feel like
Kanye
Superman?
supported him? Like, and I
He
feel
wore
like
the hat. He took a picture of him smiling.
It's a hat.
He said he
It's
loves
a
him.
hat
That
and
could have
a
all been
picture.
for show.
And he can love him as a person.
Yeah.
I don't have to
What is it-
accept everything that you do, but I can still love you.
Tell me what Kanye means when he's saying all this stuff. Like whatever it is in reference to. But like you know what he was trying to say. What is
That
Kanye trying to
slavery
say?
was a choice at back then when he said that, because there were some African boats who never made it here because they jumped ship and burned the shit down because they was not going to be slaves. So tell me again how slavery was not a choice. And we get so offended, we're so sensitive to this fact. We still are slaves. We're still buying Yeezys. We're still buying these $500 for what? For who? For what? Because they don't want us to buy their shit. But yet we break our backs to look fly for them. And for what reason?
Ego.
And that meant to slavery. Slavery has not ended just because we're not in chains anymore, just because the white man not whooping my ass to get to my 9 to 5 every day. But my ass is getting to my 9, well, not me. Y'all getting to your 9 to 5s every day, right?
Don't rub it in.
Slaves.
No, I agree with all that. I thought you meant in terms of like his support with Trump. I agree with all that.
I don't feel like he's even supported. Like, again, I don't have to like anything that you do, but I can still love you.
And I think I understand where she's coming from. I think the biggest problem with our society is that we can't separate the person from the politics. That's the problem, right?
Obama-
when Kanye's saying he likes Trump, right? I'm not disagreeing
It could be
or
the
agreeing,
businessman
but
behind
exactly
it.
because
It could
he
be the
knows what
money
he's doing
behind
when it
it.
comes to real estate. He knows what he's doing
No,
when it
he
comes
really
to
don't.
business.
But again,
Well, you know-
neither does Kanye because Kanye doesn't have the liquid money I think he has.
Exactly.
His Adidas is what's kind of keeping him afloat because he puts all his money into all of his
His
endeavors.
That MAGA shit might have just been for him to make a little bit more bread for the end of the year, whatever the case
That's
is.
terrible.
It worked.
let's
Terrible.
be very
And it
clear.
worked.
You really don't know.
And it worked.
Kim
And
it did.
keeping her
His
money,
sneakers are
Kim
trending
money.
like shit.
There's Kim money, there's Kanye money. There is no Kardashian West money together.
Mm.
So
Exactly. What's I meant in terms of pushing brands. He's pushing his
Kanye
brand by
suffers from
standing next to
a
Emily
real
#1
mental
because
health
Kanye
illness.
enjoys being hated. So he would do anything to
not
stay
that
in
he
that
enjoys
light.
being hated. I think
He
Kanye
does.
enjoys being different. Kanye enjoys being true because he does not think like everybody
You're forgetting
else.
not everybody hates Trump. Most maybe, but not everybody hates
Right.
Trump.
But how can you
I don't hate Trump. I hate America for still having this man as president when we sat here and impeached Bill Clinton for some goddamn head in the office. But yet we still have this man in office.
It is crazy that
It don't make any sense to me. So why do I hate Trump? I don't hate Trump. I hate America. And people who hate Melania, like, that's the bitch right there. I love me. That's just personal. I just love Melania.
because she doesn't speak.
It's not that she doesn't speak. I do feel like she does speak, but she signed up to be the first lady.
She's there for money.
She was her get was let me get married, have my kid, get my divorce, go back to my country. He messed the whole plan up when he got elected. She can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Because he can't get a divorce while he's a president. Niggas is stuck in cages and they don't know what to do right now.
I hear everything you're saying, but just for me personally, I
And
can.
don't sit there and think Trump wants to really be president. The man won't even eat the food in the Oval Office. He
No,
only
they-
eat in McDonald's. That man paranoid, scared.
Yeah, word.
They
He
didn't.
don't want to
they-
be there no more.
It came out that they weren't even. They didn't think they would win, but then they just ran with it.
They
And
just
then-
ran
said
with
that
it.
from the
Yeah,
day one.
he
They
did-
never
he doesn't
thought that.
wanna be there.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy
Who
that like that
never thought it?
report came out that was like the 22-month investigation towards Trump and the Russian probe.
And he's still president.
He's still president, but it's crazy how like everyone that's around him, like his campaign manager doing time, his
Mm-hmm.
lawyer doing time, like all these people around him are doing time and
Time.
getting indicted and all that, but he's innocent.
Exactly.
You telling me he didn't know, he wasn't privy to any of this information?
And who do we blame for that? America, because that is bigger
But
than what we can see.
America's rule is you can't indict a sitting president, and I don't think you should. I think that would
I
cause
think you should.
I'm-
that would
America-
cause World War III.
Why?
But we
I think
already about-
I think because there's no the
Okay,
president
okay,
is
I
looked
see
at
what
as
you're
like the authority, the law. So if there's no sitting president, I think these MAGA fucking
So
redneck
why
motherfuckers
can't we
will
start
go
with
on a killing
impeachment?
spree because they feel like there's no real consequence to their action because there's no one in charge.
Why can't we start with impeachment?
I think they don't want to even go down that avenue because
The-
they,
I think
you
they
nobody
can't-
wants
you can't
Mike
impeach a
Pence.
sitting
Yeah, I
president.
think nobody
I
wants
mean,
Mike
you
Pence,
can't-
and that's
you
another
can't-
thing.
Yeah, you can't indict a sitting president, but you can. I don't know. Maybe that's what's in the
And
works.
this is
But
and this is what I'm trying to say. Like, we can't sit here. Like, it's bigger than just Trump. There's a reason why he's still sitting there because the higher powers want his ass to still be there.
yeah,
The Rothsteins and Rothschilds of the world want him still there.
the idea
know?
for Trump to even be in office was a long time coming. It was not something that just occurred a few years before the 2016 election.
you
If
think
all
it
the
was, like,
conspiracy-
conspiracy,
right
all the
now.
conspiracies is true, that what she's saying is true. That means every president is predetermined. Obama was predetermined. Everybody's predetermined.
That's some shit. I never thought about that.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. Honestly, I always had that kind of feeling. That's why some people justify the fact that they don't vote because they feel that the elections are predetermined. I mean, with this election that happened with Trump, it's hard to deny that. I mean, the popular vote was clearly in Hillary's favor.
Because you just
The-
didn't want a woman in office.
The Electoral College really made this decision to let this guy be president, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess the moral of the story is that it's just not fair. It'll never be fair.
No.
America is just will always be tainted and corrupt
Yes.
for as long as we have been here, for as long as we'll be after we're gone. I still half agree with your Kanye shit. I want to get into that more, but we can't because we're running out of time.
As another person who suffers from a mental illness, you need to just, and I think maybe that's why I give Kanye.
That's a pass. I guess I give him a pass.
It's not a pass,
he's
but I
coherent in what he's
understand-
doing.
I
But you're more willing to
understand.
understand.
I'm
I'm the
I'm
same way. Like, I'm
understanding
still
him.
a Kanye fan.
And it's just
I
like
still love Kanye.
genius and insanity is a very thin line.
Very thin line. And I feel the same way.
I feel like he's on that. He be like right on the fence like that, just humping it.
I just don't think it's genuine for him to keep
But that's the thing.
playing
he
sides.
Never
He plays
says,
sides.
Well,
He's an opportunist for sure.
I'm a great devil's advocate.
I'm not gonna lie about that. He is an opportunist.
Well, yeah, you see
But
the
that's
people
not
he signed
necessarily
and
a
never
bad thing.
look at what's that little boy from Panda.
Right.
Designer.
Where's he now?
Where he now?
Yelling
Kanye
in
took
the
him up,
phone.
signed him, used the song, and
Yes.
shelved him.
Shelved his ass.
That's disrespectful.
It's an opportunist.
He's an
Smart
opportunist.
businessman. Jay-Z, well, everybody does it. I feel like all those producers and greats, they kind of do
They
it.
all do it. They're all opportunists. Being an opportunist isn't, I don't think, is necessarily a bad thing, but some people, the way you use it, it can be bad.
Yes.
I'm not saying being an opportunist is bad, but the way you use it, it can be.
When you when you put opportunist and clout chaser all in one bundle, that's when it's bad.
Yes,
But when
that's
you're
when
just
it's
being an opportunist
bad.
to chase your dreams and
Yes, to make opportunities.
to make
yeah,
opportunities happen for yourself,
yes.
there's a difference.
There's a difference. I can appreciate those kind of people. They motivate me.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Like Cardi B.
She's an opportunist.
Do y'all have anything people shouldn't sleep on this week? Any ideas, any food, any music, any concepts? For me personally, this is a quote I heard from Andrew Schultz on his the Brilliant Idiots podcast. He basically was just like, stop desiring shit you can't control. And however you may interpret that is how you take it, but that resonated with me completely, and it kind of changed my whole perspective on my journey. And again, yeah. Stop desiring shit you can't control.
Hear ye.
Anybody have anything you want to plug?
Don't sleep on the fact that like attracts like. So if you don't like something in your life, change yourself because you're attracting it.
I want to say don't sleep on our 2020 presidential candidates. Definitely do your research. We got some interesting people who are running. One in particular is Andrew Yang. He has a very unique strategy.
It's a bit unrealistic.
It's a bit unrealistic, but you know what? I think people still need to do their research and just like see who these people are. You know what I'm saying? Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, like
Beto O'Rourke.
you know,
O'Rourke,
like
yeah.
we need to like as a culture and as a society do our research on people before it's time to vote. So that way, by the time it's time to vote, you kind of know who you're going for. Vote for people who share the same interests as you. That's all I say. Vote.
Just give a fuck too. Just
Give
care
a
about
fuck,
what's going on.
yo. I'm tired of people not giving a fuck about politics. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people a long time ago, but it was never, complete just not giving a fuck because it does affect your life, bro.
Coco, do you have anything people shouldn't sleep on?
I was gonna say don't sleep on sleep and taking care of yourself and getting enough rest.
I'm trying. You're talking to me
You
right
look
now, and I'm
tired.
trying.
Gotta
I'm
get
tired.
that sleep.
I'm trying my best, but it's not
Gotta get
working.
that sleep.
If you enjoyed this podcast, whatever the rating system is, wherever you indulge in, whether it be Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, please utilize it because seeing the reviews definitely is. It's fun to look at. It's cool to look at. It's nice to look at, but it definitely helps. It definitely keeps us going. I lost my train of thought, so I'm just gonna end it here. Rating system. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Tell your grandmother. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.